This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you
ready? It's Eric Nagel. And it starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Eric Nagel, and joining me, as always, from the frozen tundra known as Arizona, say hello to Jordan.
Hey, everybody.
If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, okay, you're the one. But if if there's more of you out there that I'm not aware of, look, I'm going to ask you this. Go over there. If you've got the app, open it up. They have the presets on the top. Put us in your number one position. It means something to somebody from what I've been told, and it could benefit us greatly. So why not throw that out there? If you're listening on Apple and Spotify, do us a kindness over there. Leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. If you want to join us live each and every week as we do this nonsense, head over to our live rooms on YouTube and on Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. And if you can't be bothered with any of this stuff and just want to watch the video when it's nice and convenient for your schedule, that is perfectly okay. Head over to our YouTube channel. All the videos, clips, everything is up there for you to consume, to enjoy, and to share with others. So tell two friends and they'll tell two friends, etc., etc. I don't have that button loaded up here, otherwise I would play. Here it is.
And he tells two friends,
and she tells two friends, and so on, and so on, and so on.
That's how it works. It's very simple and easy to do. It just takes a moment of your time. Stop being lazy and selfish and help somebody else out other than yourselves. I don't know why we're starting with hostility.
We're really just, we're just berating.
We're all
right
over the place today. Everything's ramping up. We are good to go. See all that stuff here. Rooms are loading. Do we have the chat rooms open?
Chat rooms are up and
there's
live.
Our pal Twisted. I was playing Phasmo the other night with her. Nice. Trying to get my badge and my badge? Yeah, my badge for Point Hope, which is the light tower in there, if you're playing Phasmophobia. We got to talk about that. There's an update that just happened today. We'll get into all that stuff in a little bit. And a celebrity is in the room. Hellraiser69 right here. The man who single-handedly destroyed decades of therapy for the king of all media. Good on you, Mr. Hellraiser. All right, I see the room's opening up. It's all right there. There's Twisted. She's going nuts in there. She is a what we call a good egg. I know that can be taken many other ways, but I mean it in the most respectful way possible. All right, we've got a lot to do and a lot to get to here. A little bit later on in the program, our pal Brian Shea is returning with amazing news. One, Game Informer, the company that he was working for that went bye-bye back in August, is back and better than ever. 100% of the staff rehired, new finances, new all of this stuff there, and they're up and running. He's going to be here. He was at the Nintendo Direct the other day, the end of last week. Went to Nintendo Direct to see the Nintendo Switch 2. So he got a chance. He got a chance to play it. He's got played some of the games. He got all the specs, information. We're going to talk to him all about that. The insane price levels that they're putting for the game, for the Switch itself. What are they doing with the tariff stuff? Well, that was going to be a thing, but now that got postponed. Like, everything's just a mess with that thing. So we'll wait for him to come on later, and he will do all the Nintendo stuff and fill you all in with all of that. Speaking of video games, I mentioned here at the top of the show, I was playing Phasmo. They just had a new update, which I'm excited about, for Easter. So they've got Easter shit going on. There's like hidden eggs, Easter eggs, if you will, that old term within the game. And they're doing some cool stuff with trophies and all that fun things. Jordan has played with me once and has never come back.
I just need to find the time. Like, every time we've tried to link up to do anything, like, just time gets away from us. Next thing you know, it's almost midnight my time on a school night. And I'm just like, I can't get into a horror game that late.
There's only so many times I can beg you to say, hey, are you doing anything? Do you want to play a game? And then you ghost me for the the rest of the night. And then the next day it's like, oh, I had a day. Yeah, what happened last night? Oh, I was building Legos, and then I was
building Legos. That's funny.
Yeah, you were. I know. You told me.
Actually, I after I had finished up doing that particular set, I was doing the Simpsons house, which is an old set, but it's one that I still needed to finish up.
Mine is about, I'd say, a quarter of the way done.
Yep.
And I've had that thing for well over a decade.
It's an older set. It's a very hard to finish old set.
Yeah, it's sitting over there, not complete, and a bunch of pieces in the box there. I have to go and one day sit down and do that.
I wanted to get that one done because I'm going to redo the background here in a little while. So you'll have some more fun stuff to look at behind me. But I guess they're going to probably release a Krusty Burger set that I'm going to have to get to coincide with that.
I never got the Quickie Mart one.
I never got that one either.
And I don't think I'm missing out on. I'm like, if somebody gave it to me, I'd be thrilled, but I don't think I'm missing out by not going and get that. Well, Krusty Burger, I might definitely do that.
For sure. Yeah, I definitely want that one. But right after I finished up doing that, I started off, I got the new Lord of the Rings, The Shire, where the Hobbit hole is. I got that new set that just came out. I started doing that one because I've got some shelf space downstairs. So it's been kind of keeping my time going when I'm not dealing with kid stuff, family stuff, and playing Indiana Jones. So.
And that's not even the video game. He just puts on a hat and a whip and nothing else. Just running around, hopping from couch to couch saying, the floor is lava, Kali Mao.
That's funny. You're trying to pull my kid's heart out. Come here, I got something to show you. It's funny because that's Jack Black was the host of SNL this past weekend, and they did a funny bit, and it's rare that I'm laughing at anything with SNL. Like, it's just, this one was actually really funny where they did like one of those bachelorette type shows. So she's over there, and then they show bachelor number 1, bachelor number 2. Then Jack Black is bachelor number 3's head. The chair spins around, and he's dressed like Indiana Jones. But
all right, don't tell me anymore. Don't tell me anymore. I didn't watch it. I have it in my queue to watch because I gotta finish the Lady Gaga one, and then the one before that was what, Bill Burr?
No,
I don't know. No. The one before that, Shane Gillis might have been. I don't think I finished the Shane Gillis one too.
I think Shane Gillis was right after the 50th, and then I think Lady Gaga was right after him.
The only thing I saw from the Jack Black one was I was scrolling through. I think it was Instagram, and it showed up where it was the Flaming Hot Preparation H, and he's yelling at the animated Cheetos mascot.
The animated Cheetos mascot's like, are you sure you really want to do this? Like, even he's like,
I saw about 10 seconds of it, and I said, nope, not watching that either. This might be good, so I'm going to go and
okay, so check that out. But yeah, that one's a funny one. Like, again, there's a few bits that actually were really funny. Especially there's one where he's like doing a jam band, and people
don't want to know. I want to go and watch it.
You gotta watch it.
And then we'll talk about it. There was no Daredevil this week, right?
I think we're done.
We are done for the first half?
They released the last episodes, yeah.
Okay.
I don't even know first season of this new series.
All right, because if there was an episode, I forgot to watch it, but I caught up with White Lotus season 3, and holy shit, was that terrible. I didn't mind the first 2 seasons, but this one was just taking forever, and then spoiler. We have you're not going to watch it, are you?
Probably not.
Okay.
And by the time I get to it,
we have these stories have really no complexity. We have no way to end this. Let's just shoot everybody, and some leave, some don't. And that's how it ends. And you're just sitting there and go, this was all haphazardly written. So
it's weird. I've
waste
seen,
of time.
Like, a lot of people were talking about like the most mundane things, like the what's her name keeps saying like Piper no, and like doing all that. Everyone's focusing on just her. Yeah, they keep focusing on her accent, but I've heard nothing about like if the story was good. And
story was boring.
Came in and said it sucked. I'm like, well,
it took forever. It's just waiting around for nothing. There's one episode where you see Jason Isaac's dick. So if you ever wanted to see Draco Malfoy's dad naked, there's an opportunity there for you. And that's on. And the one
weird. He just kept running around going.
The one son, I think, is Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid.
Patrick, yeah.
Yeah. He could be a great lead for American Psycho if they redid it. Like, he's got everything.
They are redoing it. That's funny.
He's got everything that could fit for the what is it? Patrick Bateman? Is that the character?
Yeah, Patrick Bateman.
He could be that guy.
Interesting.
But
he's done a lot of he's done a lot of movies lately. Like, he's in White Lotus. He did a movie. He's in Gen V. He was in Gen V. You know, he's shown up in a few things. I think he's starting to kind of
Gen
branch
V
out.
was the spinoff from The Boys, right, on Amazon? Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so, you know, that makes sense. I don't know who they have cast as Patrick Bateman in the reboot, but I mean, yeah, I see it. I'm looking at him right now. I'm like, that would actually make sense.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
And it's weird that he kind of resembles Arnold, but not really. Like, he looks like he wouldn't be just like, he's not coasting solely on his name, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him.
Okay, yeah. So I was looking for something here. I want to get back to the video game stuff in a segment because there's a game that everyone's all about and they're playing, and it's finally wearing me down that I think I'm going to have to play this game. We'll get to that in a second, but I'm seeing people show up in the room with very unique names. Barbecue Fetus is in here saying, "What up, Hoagie Boy? Hello."
Yeah, no, you got to see his whole name. You got
the Don Grilluminati.
Grilluminati.
That's like when a rapper tries to sound like more highbrow than they are.
Yeah, this guy's a SoundCloud rapper right here.
Yeah. Bubs is in the chat here saying, finally getting to watch live. Hello, fellas. Hello, sir. How are you? Welcome, everybody. Steven Schumacher is in there saying, evening, boys. Glad to see Giddles last week. Glad he's doing well. Yes, so well that he's playing the game I'm about to talk about in a second while we're doing this show here.
Yeah, like this guy never goes on, never streams, never does anything. He gets the taste of the streaming life last week coming back on the show for a night, and all of a sudden he wants to game the second we do this show live. Come on, Giddles.
Yeah, I know.
Stop pulling our 3 listeners.
Blitz Mob saying, new season of Hacks starts tonight. I saw it on the front page. It's HBO Max, right?
Yeah.
I saw it said season 4.
I think so.
I thought it only just came out like a year ago, but apparently 4 seasons have gone by and I have not watched it yet.
I haven't watched one episode.
Is it something, I'm guessing Blitz is saying that we should go watch it.
I
have to write that down.
I just have never gone back and watched it, but now I've got 4 seasons of a show to watch. So, I mean, that works for me.
Right. What's up, Jay Nate? How you doing? Our old pal Casey's in the chat here. Jason Isaacs is pretty hot. You're not wrong. I will say I was intrigued. I was not expecting that accidental robe movement when he presented his crooked wand. But
his wand?
Yeah, fair enough. Go over there, ladies, and Jordan. You'll go over there and really enjoy yourselves. Back to the video game stuff real quick. Then we got a whole bunch of other stuff we need to talk about. So yeah, been Phasmo stuff. Been back and forth with Sea of Thieves. New stuff's going on there. They just had a crossover with
Destiny.
Well, no, they did Destiny, but there's another thing here.
Are they doing another crossover?
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves, right?
South of Midnight.
Oh, I just downloaded that game. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with it either, but I popped on yesterday and it said, hey, you've got the South of Midnight sales and something else. They look amazing. I just didn't know what it was.
South of Midnight's a new video game that just came out this week. It's out on Steam. It is on Game Pass. So if you've got Game Pass, you can go and get that. It looks interesting. The animation style looked really good. I saw it at I think the last gaming convention or whatever that they put out. Yeah, it just came out April 8th. It's a third-person action adventure. The game features an art style based on stop-motion animation. So it's very janky looking, and the style of it looks really good. I downloaded it the other night. I haven't played it yet, though. So I've been playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Yes, we get it. You love really Indiana Jones. You don't stop talking about Indiana Jones. Yeah, so they had that crossover, so it was nice going there. But I went in there. They're doing a whole bunch of new stuff. I think next weekend is some kind of specialty weekend.
Is it Indiana Jones weekend?
At this point, they're going to have to. They're going to have to give you a whip. It's like, what are pirates doing with a whip? I don't know, but I'm killing everything from a distance, and it's fantastic.
Name the dog Indiana.
what else have I been playing? Oh, Repo.
Yep.
Are you gonna you have the game, right?
No, I haven't downloaded it yet.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I was gonna do it this past weekend, and I haven't gotten around to it. So I don't. I only got like one thing going on Saturday, and after that, we're doing some snacky snacks, and then I can do that night.
All right, Repo has been a lot of fun. I need to find more people to play it because the problem when new games show up and everybody wants to play the new games because they're streaming on their Twitch feeds or YouTube or what have you. They're playing games that are popular just because people are watching that. They're not really playing games that I think they like just because they like it. So you got to have everyone's got schedules of when they're going to be able to play, and like sometimes it's like just all get on and play the fucking game. Why can't we do that? But they all have other things like Marvel Rivals. I know is another big thing that everybody's playing.
Yeah. Play a lot of Overwatch.
Repo. Love Repo. Been playing Repo. I've been putting it out on I put it on Instagram. I should put it out on Twitter, I guess. But so I'm looking for people for Phasmo. I'm looking for people for
now
for
you keep
Repo.
saying Phasmo. Let's put this out there for those that are not used to that. What it's called? It's called Phasmophobia. So when you're looking it up, look up Phasmophobia.
Did I not say it once tonight?
I don't remember you saying it. I know you use it a lot. I just want to make sure if people do want to play Phasmophobia with you that we're using the right title. It is on Steam. It is on consoles now. So like if anyone's got console gaming, you can download it.
It's on PlayStation. It's on Xbox.
Pay for it.
Yeah, you can cross-platform, all of that stuff. So if you want to go hunt ghosts, which is great because you go hunt. There was a slip. If we would have to dump out if we were back on terrestrial. You can go hunt ghosts, and once you figure out the evidence, you're like, oh, that's what it is. You just leave everything. You don't repair anything. You don't fight the ghost. You just drop all your equipment. Like, all right, we're done. Bye. That's all. That's your whole job is to investigate and identify what it is. Yeah. A lot of fun.
Yeah.
Repo is a lot of fun. You're going through scary haunted places, repossessing valuables while there's all kinds of creatures trying to attack you.
I've been watching a lot of clips on Lethal Company. I think I do want to really get into that.
I have that game.
So do I.
I think that was a game that Rob told us to get, and then we never played, like Halo. So yeah, we have that. But now everyone's playing this game called Schedule 1, which reminds me of, when you buy the bunker in Grand Theft Auto, and you would set up your own drug operation, right? So it's like that meets Skate or Die. If you remember that game. I have the trailer here if you want to take a look. Let's take a look.
Take a look. What I love about these games, too, is that they're not graphically great. They're just fun.
Yeah. So you start off like in a motel.
Just a drug dealer.
Yeah, and you're just growing your own supply and going around trying to make connections, sell it. You make money, you upgrade to like the top of a Chinese food restaurant, and you're making all of that stuff, and then you upgrade again to go and get yourself a proper warehouse to do all of that stuff. See, even Twisted knows. She's playing it right now. Good on her. I was hesitant about it. I was been watching a lot of people, but now so many people I know have this and they're playing this. It looks kind of fun, so I think I'm going to get it. And now we found out that there's ways to add more people into there besides the 4 that it'll let you. So even better.
That'd be awesome. That is so fun.
Look at this, right?
See, I like this kind of stuff.
Yeah. You make all your different concoctions and your different products, and then you have to test them out. One of the people on your staff has to be the guinea pig.
Look, so at this point, this is just a downgraded version of Hogwarts Legacy. You're creating potions. You're making some money. Why not?
And then the cops chase you. Yeah.
And the cops chase you, and you get to open up over.
Yeah, in Hogwarts, they're Death Eaters. In the real world, it's the po-po.
Right. I love how their eyes are all just bug-eyed, just open. That was pretty funny.
He's wearing a hat. Look, you're shooting the cops.
This looks like this should be like a VR game.
Could be.
Like that guy was running with his fist just out.
It's like they're trying to make a Rick and Morty game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
this
looks really good.
All right. I'll look that. I'll try to get that one.
I think it's only like $17 or something like that on Steam. It's not that bad. So there's that, and then so my kid a few weeks ago we were at an arcade, got to try the arcade version of Mario Kart, where it's the competition, right?
I like that. You get like 4 players playing. Really
Played
cool.
for the first time and won. Beat awesome. the 5 other people that they were she was competing against and won. She had no idea what she's doing. She's just steering. I kept my foot on the pedal and she just was steering. And
staring down at the other 4 kids that were playing against your daughter, just
knocking everybody over and off of cliffs into oil slicks, all of this stuff. She's going crazy and wound up winning. So I guess this has been resonating in her head because she keeps bringing it up every now and then. So I'm thinking she saw my. I pulled out the Switch because I haven't played it in a while, and when we were talking with Brian, we're going to be talking with Brian. It's pre-recorded. Not gonna hide anything.
You ruined the mystery.
So I pulled out the Switch and I'm like, oh yeah, and I don't have a Mario Kart for the Switch, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I can't give that to her. I had my old 3DS, so I went and found that, charged it up, had the Mario Kart for there, and then by some stroke of luck, the GameStop that's one still open near me, and 2 has all these old games that nobody's buying, had 3DS games.
Nice.
So I got like a Hello Kitty game and one other thing so she could change them out. Gave them to her. She has no idea what she's doing. I got to set the game up to play.
Right.
Takes it, sees the top screen, bottom screen, now realizes you can touch the top screen or one of the screens you can touch to do things. And that's all she's doing now. So I was like, I told Jordan, I said, look, this is what's happening. And Jordan said, you should be a proud dad.
Yeah, you're hitting your milestones. That's how I got my daughter into gaming, is I bought her a little 2DS, a little purple one. And I got one to match. So like we would play that. And then when she got old enough to play the Switch, I bought her a Switch, got my son one. Like it's just, that's the gateway right there. It's almost indestructible unless you're bending the screen. So like they're small buttons, accessible for small hands. Like it's a perfect way to get them into doing that stuff. So
when we were really young, we had the Atari 2600, 5200,
right,
and
72 came out as well.
The Intellivision 1 and 2.
The ColecoVision.
No, we didn't have ColecoVision. We had the Intellivision. We had both Intellivisions and both Ataris for that time, and we had a whole bunch of games, and my dad would actually play with us, but he would only play like football or baseball or something like that with us. He wouldn't play any of the action game stuff with us. Then when Nintendo came around, he was never playing a video game again. In fact, kept giving us shit. Like he was just too much of that older generation that it didn't sink in. And, going through my through the 90s, my teenage years into, early 20s and stuff. And I have grandparents or even him where he was just like, don't you think you're a little old to be playing video games? No, because now they're on the PC, like mid 90s. And I'm playing SimCity, like SimCity 2000 at one point. Golf game. Oh, yeah, that was the thing. He realized there was golf games. I bought him one year for Christmas or his birthday. It was one of the PGA tournament games.
Gotcha.
When you used to be able to walk into like a B. Dalton or Babbage's or something, and they would just have the shelves for PC and Mac games, and everything else was cartridge because people were buying Genesis and Nintendo and what have you. But they'd have the PC games. I bought the golf game stuff, and then he got hooked on that. He played that for a long time until he retired, and then fully gave up on it. But the point I'm getting at is we grew up at that time where we were right there as they started and have been playing them ever since. Now it's not just like it's a kid thing anymore. The majority of that industry is adults playing those games. Now, granted, there's exceptions like Fortnite and Pokemon and everything that are all kids and family stuff that also make billions of dollars. But if you look at the industry as a whole, you're looking at games like we were just talking about, like the Schedule One thing. You're looking at Call of Duty. You're looking at Black Ops. You're looking at those survival games, the horror games, all the stuff that's skewering towards older people, right?
Right.
So it's okay that, not that it wouldn't be okay, but socially acceptable that adults our age and even maybe older are playing video games still, right? My hope now is if she's getting into this, eventually at some point down the line when she becomes a teenager and she starts getting into, if she's still into games at that time, whatever the handheld console will be then, or setting up a system with a PC and streaming all this stuff, to either play games with her, because I think that'd be amazing, or if not, figure out how to secretly friend into her lists as somebody she doesn't know, and then ruin her game experience while she's online. And recording it all on my end, just me laughing at it, and then revealing it somewhere down the line. It's like,
she's going to be a guest star on Eric Nagel's Dickin' Around series that you like to do with the Sea of Thieves and every now and then.
Where I hide out on people's
GTA,
ships. And, yeah.
Or like on GTA where you just go around and mess
That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to, playing games with her. But if I can get online and ruin her good time through other things like this.
Now, if you do play
bright.
games with her and you get her into like the Mario Karts, are you going to be one of those parents that let her win to give her that sense of accomplishment? Or are you going to be like me and do not let up and you beat them down until either they get better or they hate and resent you? Because I've done both.
Maybe not to that extreme. I don't know. It depends how she turns out when she gets older. Point being that, because I want to continue playing with her. If you get to her to the point where she's going to resent you and not want to play, then I went a little too far. What is playing on my end here?
Here in the Comcast family.
The radio heard that. Stupid ads. That's what it was. Yeah, I don't want to get to that point. I want to annoy the hell out of her,
right?
But I don't want to get to the point where she'll never play again, because then that'll be an issue.
I got both kids into it enough, and I never let up, especially with the boy on like Mario Kart. So now he's good at it, which is good. But now they're into, like, we play Overwatch together. We'll run a little family of jerks to go around and we beat people and stuff like that, and they can hold their own now. And it's like one of those like just pride moments where it's like, oh, I don't have to like teach you how to play something. You can just pick it up and you just go off and do stuff. Like, I've got the boy, playing on PC now, and he's learning how to do like Fortnite on the PC, and he's doing the Roblox stuff. And it's like, I'm watching him do it, and I'm like, I'm not a PC gamer. I can't do the whole keyboard and mouse stuff. Like, I'm just not built that way. I grew up with controllers.
Yeah, Roblox is a little bit, it's not complicated. I just haven't figured it all out yet. The only time I went on there was when they first launched the back rooms.
Yeah,
I had to try to figure out Roblox, because it wasn't like, oh, I can just get the back rooms. No, you had to go through Roblox to get to that. There was like 2 or 3 steps. Now it's its own thing.
It's like a platform for other things.
Now there's a version of it that you can get on Steam where you're not in the back rooms. You're the staff working at the back room. So after all the people die,
cleaning it up.
You got to go out there and scrub all the messages off the wall that they're writing about, don't go down this slide, you're erasing that, while the creatures and everything are trying to kill you as a staff member, trying to clean up the back rooms before the next victims show up. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that now. It gave me a new thing to live for. Down the line, it's like, oh, I could play games where it'd be great. Oh, I could mess up her gaming experience down the line will be even more fantastic. So really looking forward to that. Blitz Mob in the chat saying Stream Decks will be amazing by then. If it's even that, it moves so fast, that might not even be around. It might be, we could have the chip implants or holograph stuff in your room. Who knows anymore? St. Ranger is in the chat saying, I'm guessing that's his significant other. Pam and I played wireless games on the DS, then got the 3DS XLs. I think that's the one I just gave the kid. The new type model. When they were really cheap for a while before COVID, I bought 2 new 3DS standards for me, 120 each, 90 for the... I mean, they were affordable then. Now, I don't think...
I think the Switch just barely, like within the last year, beat out the 3DS or the DS
for the most sold,
as
right?
the most like sold.
Yeah,
like,
it's like 150 million units or something they sold.
So I mean, it's still. I mean, you were showing me the Zelda games last night that you had. Those games are fantastic.
Right.
And like anytime you can play handle, I still have my 3DS. I mean, I still have these little Game and Watch things. Like anytime you can have something fun to play with, why not? And I'm glad that you had something that you can stick in her hands to get her used to doing that kind of stuff, because it's just
don't
the
ever
right
say
size.
that about my kid again. That just sounds terrible. Casey says Roblox just has so much going on. Yeah, it's very intimidating. I'm not going to say it's complicated. It's intimidating at first. If you pop in there and you don't know what it's like, wait, how do I map this out? So it's just a matter of figuring out how to map it out, because I know they have other games within that universe. They've got the game cards that they're selling that you can see on the checkout lines at like Target and Walmart and stuff. They have the Roblox gift cards along with the Xbox, PlayStation, all of that fun stuff. Blitz Mob saying Roblox teaches kids how to gamble. Well, they got to learn it somewhere, because everything right now is owned by DraftKings and Draft Dodgers and Draft whatever the other things are. There's just so much legal gambling going on everywhere. So anyway, so I'm going to be playing Schedule 1 very soon, and it's never been a better time, I think, to be interested in gaming.
I went ahead and got the demo, so I'm going to try it out tonight and see how I like it. And
okay.
I might pick that up as well.
Fantastic. Moving on. So I was out and about over the week.
That's never good.
And had the kid with me, which complicates what I'm about to talk about here. I got to witness something that you only see happen on social media, but never in your real life. I got to watch a knockdown, drag out Walmart fight.
Gotta love it.
Yes. So I'm in an aisle, kids in the cart. I hear screaming happening, and at first it sounds like, I don't know if somebody got hurt or they're asking for somebody to come help or whatever. So as I'm going down the aisle, because it's on the aisle next to me, going down to the end of the aisle that I'm on, I'm hearing more and more. I start hearing it's a fight between two women over a guy. Now, here's my dilemma. I'm trying to get my phone out, but I can't get so close to start recording the fight because I have a kid in the cart. And if I didn't have the kid in the cart, I'd be elbowing everybody to try to get better footage for the show and stuff. So I sat there while the fight's going on, and I'll tell you the dialogue, because the dialogue's not in the... I wound up getting a clip. The dialogue's not in the clip that I have. But I'm sitting there and I go, I'm just going to have to say I heard it, and it's going to be one of those times where I didn't get the proof of what's going on, because got to be a responsible parent. I
have avoided many a road rage incident just because the kids were in the car. So,
right?
I get it.
So I'm sitting there. I go, well, I'm at the edge, at the end of the aisle, and one of the ladies is being pulled back. So now she's in the aisle that, not the aisle that I'm in, but the cross street, if you will. And I went, oh, I put the kid behind me, cart's behind me, I turn this way, and I have my phone. So I'm going to show you what I have, and then I'll tell you the dialogue about what was going on here, okay? So let's take a look at this. See that lady being held back?
Yeah.
She was swinging and screaming at this other lady down the aisle here.
I love how you're like, I gotta get in there, but I gotta hold back. Hold on.
Yeah, so I'm holding the phone like this and holding the handle of the cart with the kid behind me like this,
holding it backwards.
Right, because I can't have the kid involved, especially if they're throwing things or something like that. I got to be in front of the kid doing all of this. Okay, so that's all I was able to get, because then I was like, all right, I can't stand here anymore with a child here. While all of this is going on, there's one asshole who thinks he's funny while everyone else is trying to listen to the screaming going on. He's got his hands in his pocket and he's walking around like this, he had this kind of face where he's in there. And when moments get really heated, he starts going whoop, 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 like that, making the police noise. Yeah. And everyone's looking at him like, shut the fuck up. And he's smiling and everything. So whenever they start screaming again, he starts making the noise. I wanted to sock the guy and start another fight. Like, I'm trying to listen to that fight. Shut the fuck up. So, but that guy's making the whoop noises all the time. Here's what I heard. The lady says, "Oh, I've been waiting to run into you. I've been waiting to run into you for a long time." Oof. Then it was mumbling, and she goes, "You'll never be his wife. I'm his wife. You'll never be his wife. I'm fucking sick and tired of you." So this is like muffled what I can hear, muffled what I can hear. So this lady, I guess, knows that either he's been fucking around with this other woman or this woman's been trying to get with her man. And that's what's been happening. So she goes, "I've been waiting to run into you. The day that she goes, I've been thinking about what I was going to do to you." And she starts swinging at this lady. Now picks up that little video clip that I have just to show that there was a scuffle going on, right? I turn around, I'm walking away with the kid, and I'm like, I can't do any of this anymore. I want to get more details, but I have to be dad. So I push the kid away. I'm going to another aisle. That asshole next to me is doing the whoop, whoop, whoop noise again, right? As I'm trying to listen as I'm walking away. This is how you know I was really paying attention. I took the headphones out of my ears. And I have headphones in my ears all the time when I'm doing everything.
I do that too. Like, I just want to drown out the rest of the world. Right.
I hear it's going on. She goes, "You will never be," that kept being said all the time, "You will never be his wife." And then there was another skirmish going on. And you're hearing just clothing or whatever together, whether the lady's being held back or she's got the other girl and whatever. Then you start hearing the sounds of what I can only think are aluminum cans hitting the concrete aisles of Walmart, clearing a shelf or just hucking canned goods at this lady. I am now with the kid going around another aisle. I walk down this way and I'm thinking, you know what? I'm down in this one. I'll swing a right and go to see the other end of where that was all happening, see if it's still going on. As I swing around, there's a whole other crowd on that end of the aisle watching, but it seems to have dispersed because Walmart employees were not doing shit. They were just standing there like, what am I going to do?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've worked retail enough where it's like, if someone's going to rob the store, let them. It's not worth it. Fights, don't get involved. Let that there are certain, like the asset protection, like the undercover doofuses that walk around the store. Maybe they'll deal with it, or the cops are on their way. But yeah, most of the time they're not going to intervene.
So as I swung around and got through that crowd to see down the end, it apparently the fight has moved on. They separated. The lady went one way. I didn't even get to see who the other lady was because I was looking for is there a lady? I'm looking for a lady with like a hand over her eye, crying, hair ripped out. Or according to those videos, when the second that they fall down on the floor, a titty falls out, their clothing's missing. I don't know how it all happens, but that's what was going on here. So I have no idea who the other woman was. We have the one woman that we can see. And I was looking on social media for the rest of the day to see if anyone else had footage that posted online. Didn't find it. So that's all I had from that fight.
You're mean mugging your own kid. It's like, if I didn't have to bring you.
Right. So I was happy to witness something that we've only seen on social media and said, is that really a thing? Oh, yeah, it's a thing. So, there we
Eric's filming the new World Star video.
Is World Star still a thing?
I don't know.
You don't hear anybody talk about it anymore.
The second I said it, I'm like, God, I wonder if it's still around.
And you never see anything with the hashtag, the watermarks on there anymore for World Star anymore. Hellraiser saying Jerry. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I always love the people too that they're not security. They're not law enforcement. They're not somebody who should step in to intervene with this stuff. That tries to step in to
de-escalate.
De-escalate the fight. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you getting involved? Let them. It's apparently 3 people. Let them deal with it. Don't get involved just because you think you're going to be a good person.
Just sit back and watch like the rest of us.
Exactly. Stop doing all of that stuff. St. Ranger saying, call me crazy, but that's why I like things like tear gas or a stun gun in my pocket. Well, in our state, I think it's illegal to have
tear gas around.
Maybe tear gas might be allowed, but maybe it's like a James Bond thing where you have a pen. It's like all of a sudden there's a fight. You just go psst, like that.
Right.
Tear gas right there. Neutralize the subject. But unfortunately, having a taser.
You're like, this is why I carry chloroform, and you just run up behind somebody and hold it over their face.
Yeah, have my whole car tricked out. I got the oil slicks, the smoke screen shooting out the exhaust pipe to get away from the feds.
Except most of the time, you're just trying to get that guy that's doing the whoop whoop noise to shut up.
I play the Peter Gunn theme, pretending I'm in Spy Hunter as I'm trying to drive up to the back part of a truck, and they shut the door.
I just love Spy Hunter.
That's another great game. See if we can find that on Steam. Glenn in the chat saying, as soon as I saw who was in the Walmart fight, all I could hear in my head was Anthony yelling, of course. You know what? You're not wrong.
Yeah.
It was exactly what you would think it was going to be. Anywho, so yeah, there was my Walmart thing.
I feel like when you sent me that video the other day, I thought I heard the whoop whoop guy at least once.
Yes.
Like I thought you could kind of hear
I made the shorter version of the video because two things. One, I'm doing the thing where I'm trying to get the phone ready and it was recording, but you see part of the kid in there because the phone's facing down, so I had to cut that part out. Then as I have the phone going, as you just see the floor until I was able to move it up to that end cap, and then you saw everything there. During that part, you hear the guy saying whoop whoop whoop. Let me see if you know what? If I play the original one,
you might be able to hear it.
Yeah, because that guy was super annoying.
Yeah, like I said, it's like when you said that he was doing that, I'm like, I could have swore I heard that. I don't know if I was just making it up in my head.
You had the long form
version.
video. Let me see if I have it here, and then I can play it into the computer. I hate when I don't have stuff set up the right way because I yell at other shows for doing this shit, and here we are. Oh, here's photos of Jordan having his family animated.
Yeah, I've been messing around with a lot of that AI crap. Which, I think it's fun on a personal level, but like it is getting so scary and like good at doing the things that, I mean, even we know people do for a living, and there's part of me that's thinking like I don't want to promote this.
Yeah. All right, I think I got it here.
Okay.
All right, you heard it, right?
Yeah, that fucking whoop whoop.
That guy kept doing the whoop whoop thing throughout.
He's like, I just watched the Naked Gun trailer, and now I want to do the whoop whoop sound.
No, but he thinks it's funny. He's like, he makes the police noise like they're going to dispatch.
Run.
Not dispatch, disperse from the scene. It's like, oh shit, it's the fuzz. We need to run.
Especially if you're using terms like the fuzz.
Fucking idiot. He's like trying to make
it's the coppers. Run.
Yeah, trying to make it all about himself. It's like, this isn't about you. This is about a civil dust up that we're all going to enjoy for our entertainment.
Just get your phone out and record it like the rest of us.
Yeah.
It's not comedy hour. It's not your time to shine.
No, not at all. Not at all. We were talking about the game. I bought a new boat.
You bought a new boat?
I bought a new boat.
Look at you.
I know. It was fantastic. It was a $250,000 boat. Couldn't figure out a name for the boat. That was my biggest problem.
It's always a problem.
So I was coming up with other things, and I said, you know what? It's best to keep it pirate themed. So this is the name of my new boat. For those on the radio, it's a screenshot from the new boat I purchased on Sea of Thieves. And the boat is now called the Hard R.
The Hard R.
I can't wait for that title to show up in the middle of fights.
We should take that out and sail it.
Yes. Yes. When you're in a guild and somebody from your guild sets sail in the corner, it lets you know that another boat's active. So it's going to say in the corner to everybody else in the guild, it says the Hard R set sail.
I honestly kind of want to get back into Sea of Thieves a little bit. I feel
it's a lot more fun now.
I feel like the break was necessary. It was getting very repetitive, but I do love some of the stupid stuff that we'd find in that game.
You've got grappling guns. You've got spears now that you can like throw through a guy's chest and into sharks and all this fun stuff.
Oh, and they got the new Megalodons.
See, Twisted saying do it. Twisted, did you like the title of my new boat?
Yar.
Let's see what she says. For those who didn't see it, there it is again. That's the new boat. Let me know if you like it, Twisted. We'll see what she says.
So funny.
All right. A couple other things. She says, that was yours? Oh.
Did you put it in the guild and let someone run it around?
Yeah, I took my original boat out of... I'm in a guild with her now. And another guild.
Did you leave me in Girk's? Oh,
no, I'm still in Girk's guild, but I switched boats. I put a new boat into his, then I moved my original boat.
6 Foot Party Hero.
6 Foot Party Hero is now in hers, and then the Hard R is now part of the Girk guild.
Nice.
A couple other things I want to show you. My kid's watching Bluey. I don't know how old is Bluey. 4 years old? 3 years old? Not in the cartoon, but I mean the series.
Probably
it's fairly new. It's not like a SpongeBob 20 years.
Came out in 2018. 3 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
So wait, there's only 3 seasons from 2018 and it's still as big as it is and has never made new stuff?
But they're Australian seasons and everything's bigger. So the seasons are like 75 episodes long.
Okay. Fair enough. She's watching an episode. Mm-hmm. And I walked past and I did a double take. And I rewound the episode and let it play again, and I took a screenshot.
Oh God, I wish I were kidding. It's 154 episodes. 154 episodes.
Plus, there's a mini series too, where they have like quick little 2-minute videos and stuff too. Like, there's a lot of content for that show.
Bluey gets fixed. Dad gets
nerd. I'm going to show you a scene from Bluey. See if you could tell me what they're doing here.
Yoga. I don't know. That's really, that is awkward.
Right?
I feel like your theme here right now is people holding other people back from fights, because this looks like the footage from Walmart. Someone's holding that dog back.
Okay, if you're trying to keep it G rated or PG rated. I'm not. I'm going full R with this one. Just pausing this made it look like a completely different episode.
It's true. However, you need to realize that Bluey is a girl.
I understand that.
But then again, you're right.
But that doesn't
make that happen.
That doesn't stop anything.
It's true. It's true.
Because there's apparati that women can use to role play, gender swap, any of those things.
The hell you say.
Now. So I'm leaving you with this, right? I saw that Casey gave the real answer in the chat there, but that doesn't help for the program. But I appreciate. Yes, you do watch too much Bluey. So do I. Every time I hear that, you know, that little piano with the wind piece, whatever that thing's called, that da 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 da, and I purposely sing the wrong names all the time to piss the kid off, because otherwise I'll go crazy. The show is good.
It is.
It's
really
not annoying. It's actually good. Like, I got to bring that scene still whenever the dad is playing the unicorn puppet and he listens to heavy metal and going crazy. It's a funny
missed
scene.
out yesterday. The April 9th was, I think, National Unicorn Day. That would have been a great time to get that episode up and running.
Oh, well, all right. I did miss out. Oh, Girk's in the chat.
Hi, Girk.
His ears were burning. He must have known we were talking about him. Girk, if you're watching there, I am entering a new boat into your guild. The Hard R is coming to the Girk Guild, so be on the lookout for that. I also want to show you this too. Remember how we always talk about how devices hear what you're talking about and show you ads and other things? Well, lately I've been seeing this compilation thing that Amazon's doing in between stories on Instagram. And it says, you know, for shopping, and you'd flip the thing over and it's showing you different products that it thinks that you might want, right? And then the link there, go shopping. This shows up Tell me what you think this is. Here, there we go. A little bit better.
It could be one of those apparati you were talking about. It could be a dog treat, but I think I know what this is, and I don't know if I want to guess.
Okay. Well, we're going to let the audience ponder on this a little bit. So this thing is probably about 2 feet long. It's ribbed. And
my pleasure.
It looks like a double dong dildo.
I believe J Nate may actually have the right answer.
Okay, so I guess other people have seen this before. All right, I'm seeing in the chat that they have. Okay, here it is. It's a giant gummy bear. What's this, the gummy bear guy? Yeah, it's a gummy worm. Sorry. It's the world's largest gummy worm. It does not look like that at all. At least put a face on it. You know, at one end of it, so it looks like it's a worm or a snake or something. Because the way it's being held...
Worms don't have faces. I don't think you know what a worm looks like.
I know what a worm looks like, but when you put stuff out like that, you ever eat gummy worms? They do kind of carve a face at the end of it. Do the same with this.
No, it's gummy worms.
So this shows up in my head, and you did a double... Like, what is it asking me to buy? Why do I need to buy this?
I mean, that's a very targeted ad too. So are you ordering a lot of candy? Do you get a lot of like Sour Patch Kids?
I mean, I did. The kid likes jelly beans. So the Jelly Bellies, right? Mm-hmm. But there's too many flavors in there the kid doesn't like. I mean, I've seen that kid freak out when they get like cinnamon or the hot sauce one or something with ginger and all that. Like, she freaks out. So they make a kids mix that I can't find in the stores, but I ordered off of Amazon. So it's just like only the fruit flavors. That's it.
Gotcha.
Right? So this kind of showed up and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What am I buying that's doing this? Hellraiser saying, did you pull that from Norton's wish list? Maybe we have our wish list is synced up. You know how you do it for families for holidays, so you could see the kids' wish list for their birthdays and Christmas and all that fun stuff. But yeah, Amazon, you got to do a little bit better with your labeling, or they know exactly what they're doing and getting this kind of response by us showing it on the show, because you're like, what the fuck is that?
They make it in green. I'm looking at it now.
They do.
I'm trying to find like the price, and like the price is hidden. The cherry blue raspberry, $30 for this thing.
Yeah,
and it's 3 pounds. Like, I kind of want to like do it as a dare and just sit there and try to eat it in one gaming session.
St. Ranger's asking, is it sours or citrus?
They do make a shower.
Yeah, that's all.
Could you imagine 3 pounds of edible?
So gross. What else do we have here? Moving on. I got to show you this Mickey Rourke video in a second.
I saw kind of a story on it, and I avoided it for now.
Right.
But a
couple other quick hits of news, and then I'll show you the Mickey Rourke thing, and then we'll move on to This Week in Disasters. Do you go to Olive Garden at all?
Not anymore. Like, I used to go. But see, I only would go for like the soup and salad. Like, I'm over their food, and there's better Italian out there.
I know people love.
I haven't been in years.
They swear by their breadsticks, and now that you get dipping sauces with it, you get like the marinara or the fettuccine sauce or whatever. I always loved their salad. Loved it. They bring that big thing over. They're mixing it in front of you. You've got the pepperoncinis on top and the grated cheese. And their dressing's fantastic. I was eating so much of the salad, and then, you know, if you have to eat there, the tour of Italy.
That would be like the standard. People always want the tour of Italy. They always did the endless pasta bowls when those
I never
would come
did
out.
that.
And then I do what's this? A zuppa toscana. Like, that's the soup I would get. So I would get like the breadsticks, salad,
never
and
did
the
any
zuppa
of the
toscana,
soup
and then
stuff.
just dip the breadsticks in the soup, and that was it.
I can't even tell you the last time I was at an Olive Garden, because it's been so many years. Like, there's no, especially being in the Northeast, there's no reason to really go to an Olive Garden ever.
Well, I mean, when you're there, you're family.
broken family. But
It's probably why you're at Olive Garden.
you would assume if you don't have good Italian food wherever you are in the rest of the country, you go to an Olive Garden. I know in this area, Olive Garden is where where people dress up in their Sunday best, and they go there after church or Sundays.
Wow, really?
Sunday's the fancy family dinner day, and it's that kind of clientele that are wearing loud colored suits and dresses and hats and whatever, and they all go to Olive Garden on.
But
Sundays.
on Saturday, they're fighting in the aisles of Walmart.
Right. Fair enough. So, Olive Garden apparently has been like the top casual dining restaurant in the United States for like 7 years. Which you wouldn't think of all the chain places out there. Olive Garden, really?
Yeah, like I would have probably guessed like a steakhouse or something like to that effect, or like even an Applebee's probably over an Olive Garden, because at least Applebee's you get like choice.
Hold on, Jane 8 saying it's hard to mess up chicken parm. You'd be surprised.
I've had it happen.
You'd be surprised how easy it is to mess up chicken parm. It could be the chicken is fine and the sauce tastes like ketchup and sugar mixed together. Sometimes they've over fried the chicken parm, and it's not the kind of frying where you're dipping it in the oil in the pan kind of thing. It's dipping it in the fryer-later, and you're eating the whole thing, and it just tastes like a really bad McDonald's chicken sandwich.
Like, sir, my chicken parm is in the shape of a dinosaur. I think you need to get this back.
Yeah. So I was watching CNBC the other day, and this thing came up. They were talking about restaurants, and everything's about tariffs now, how this affects every possible industry with the tariff stuff.
Tariff read.
So they announced that Olive Garden is no longer the top casual dining chain in the United States. Would you care to guess either what replaced it or what is number 2?
I was going to say, for me, if I'm thinking casual sit-down type of places, again, I'm thinking choice. I'm thinking Applebee's, Chili's, something around there. Like something that gives you variety. And
Texas Roadhouse.
Wow.
Is the number
Steakhouse.
1 dining chain in the United States. I don't think there's any Texas Roadhouse in the Northeast.
I was going to say,
I know of it. I've never... Wait, maybe have I been to one? I don't know if I have ever been to one. I might have.
Are they down
maybe
down in Florida? Maybe like if they're not up near you. I mean, that you've traveled to like Dallas, but I know the steakhouses you've been there.
But I would. Yeah, I'm not eating at Texas Roadhouse in Texas.
Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, I'm going to real.
They just call it a roadhouse.
Where you go into the steak place and then there's sawdust on the floor and they're carving it off live in the back. And you're getting, quality cattle to your
like Mr. Burns
from
Mr.
farm
Burns
to
is picking out his cow. He's like, ooh, that would
exactly that. It's quality farm to table down there in Texas. I don't know if I've ever been to a Texas Roadhouse. I think I have once, but I cannot for the life of me remember where the hell it was. I was
they're
to go
everywhere
to it.
around here. I mean, I think they're building one close to me. That's how they're just everywhere.
So Texas Roadhouse is now the number 1 dining chain in the United States, followed by Olive Garden, and then followed by Chili's.
Okay, so I was on the right track at least.
Chili's was down and out for the longest time. Like they were changing so much. Like I'm still not happy with some of the menu changes they did there. But you know what brought them back from the brink of destruction? Do you know the story?
No. I know they tried to rebrand as like a burger place kind of.
No, they've always had burgers at Chili.
I know, but they were really focusing on being like a higher end burger place, and then they're changing up how the fries are. Like everyone always does that.
Chili's was always about fajitas and baby back ribs, right?
Yes, I've been to a Chili's.
So they've had burgers, they've had all this stuff. I love their Southwest egg rolls in that avocado ranch that you dip it in. I used to love, they had Shinerbach ribs, which is a Texas beer that also made a barbecue sauce that they partnered with. They used to have a Dr. Pepper barbecue ribs. Now it's all just nonsense what they have. It's some generic sauce.
I love their triple dipper where you can get three appetizers.
That's usually what moms get when they don't want to fill up on a meal. They get it's sliders, boneless buffalo wings, and then
You can get the, I think the
mozzarella sticks or the egg
roll.
rolls. Yeah, there's like 7 different things you can get for it. What helped out Chili's a few years back is they came up with this like giant mozzarella stick that they make. It's a giant gooey mozzarella stick that also comes in Nashville chicken hot or whatever that.
Honey Chipotle fried and Nashville hot.
Nashville hot.
Wow.
So they came out with this. Somebody on TikTok went and did a review about this giant. It's almost like a burrito size.
It looks
right?
like they serve a bunch of, there's like 6 in a basket and they look like tiny burritos.
So some girl took it, went in and bit into it, and the thing stretched on and it's all gooey and messing apart. That video blew up and drove everybody to Chili's.
Interesting.
So introducing the oversized mozzarella sticks is what brought Chili's back from the brink of just like almost getting ready to call it quits or selling off.
Such a weird thing to bring.
Right.
Like, doesn't even make sense.
So that's what happened. And then they upgraded a bunch of their stuff too. Look, if you go to a Chili's, the blackberry iced tea is fantastic.
Well, it's pretty good.
It's always good. So Chili's is number 3, followed by Applebee's and Buffalo Wild Wings, which I don't know how Buffalo Wild Wings is still a thing. It's always shit. Anytime I've ever been there, it's terrible. The service is terrible. The food is meh. And I mean, it's a step above Hooters, and that's not saying much.
And Hooters is going out of business. I think they're filing Chapter 11.
Hooters shouldn't have been in business this long. I know people say they wax poetic about Hooters. No, it's fantastic. The women always looked terrible. The outfits were always terrible just because you could see curves in, dark skin spandex. Like, who gives a fuck? And then they always boast about their signature menu item, which was like a bottle of Dom Perignon with a plate of wings for $100. That was the big spender at Hooters. Remember they had an airline for a short time?
Oh my God, that was a while ago.
I think it was in the 90s, maybe the 2000s. They had an airline that went bust. Olive Garden held the title since 2018, but this uptick with Texas Roadhouse popularity pushed them ahead. You know what else I'm surprised to see on here is not even on the top? Outback.
Outback doesn't advertise as much as it used to.
No.
I remember for the longest time they used to always do the onion blossom, and promote that. But yeah, they stopped really putting their name out there.
Their bacon cheese ranch fries and a bloomin' onion.
Bloomin' onion, yeah.
That's the only reason to go. Some people like the pumpernickel bread, whatever the dark bread is that they would give you there. They love that. But I had a fondness for Outback, but you just don't see it. Wait a minute. Hold on. Scrolling down.
Hold on. Jay Nate says, I think Hooters Air only stayed in business for a month. Actually, they stayed in business 3 years. They started in 2003, ended operations in 2006.
According to the list here, these 4 restaurants saw a decrease in sales. Applebee's, Outback, Red Lobster, and Red Robin. With Red Lobster
was going out of business until I think it came back.
Yeah, Red Lobster seeing the largest drop at over 23%, according to Restaurant Business, which I guess is the publication they were getting this from there. Yeah. Who knew? I'm sure it's going to pop up all around here now. Texas Roadhouse is going to be here.
I gotta say, I don't hate Texas Roadhouse. It's actually pretty good. I mean, if you're not going to a high-end steakhouse, it's not a bad place to get a good meal. Like, it really isn't. I think the last time I went to a Texas Roadhouse, I think it was like 2 years ago for my birthday. And like my sister was out here, we all went. And I swear everybody that night was having a birthday. Every 3 seconds, someone was getting that stupid song sung to them. And I'm just
sitting there lying. They just want to have people perform.
I said, do not do it. And that was it. Like, yeah.
Casey, there's an Outback around the corner from my mom's house. Go.
Give her that address out.
Yes. Go get me I want the ranch fries. Go give me those. They're fantastic. Yeah. Tom from Alberta. Hooters wings are terrible.
They're not good.
They were never good.
I don't like them.
They were heavily breaded and you'd bite into them and they never were properly drained of the oil either. Because
You know what I miss
sometimes
it?
you would bite into them and you go, I don't know why people like these wings so much. I don't like the breading on wings.
I miss TGI Fridays because they used to have the Jack Daniel's steak and shrimp.
Dude, their Jack
those
Daniel's
were so
chicken
good.
sandwich was, that Jack Daniel's menu was
That
amazing.
sauce was great.
Because I would get this chicken sandwich or sometimes, like you said, the steak and the shrimp. And it looked like, not like dumpling sauce. What's the other one?
Just
that's
like a syrup glaze.
yeah,
or some
you're
kind
just
of like
dumping it into this, the La Brea tar pit.
I was
and
like,
you're
give
pulling
me a
it out,
second one.
and it's
Everything.
tangy, it's gooey, it's
I think they had
fantastic.
like the fried green beans you put with that. Oh, such a good menu. And now it's like, yeah, I think they're gone. Or
I haven't
they
seen a-
very, very little.
I haven't seen a Fridays anywhere. The ones that were all like, because they used to be all over the place around here. Fridays and Hula Hands, which is gone. Did you ever go to Hula Hands? Did they ever have those out there?
I think I went to one in New Mexico once before they went away.
They had a great spinach artichoke dip, which was a problem that I had with Chili's because they had the best spinach artichoke dip. They would give you the hot chips that they just fried up.
Don't you hate when they change a menu of something that was actually good?
They turned it into queso,
Yeah.
a spicy queso, and that thing sucks. They changed that when Chipotle said, "Oh, we're adding queso," and everybody else was adding queso to Taco
gross.
Bell. Queso blows. It's boring and bland, and it's never done right in a fast food restaurant.
Did you guys ever have the Sizzler?
Yeah,
in
they
your
had
area?
Sizzler, but they've been gone for a long time.
They still have some. There's, I think, one or two here in Arizona still up and running.
I got to put out, I got to see if it's on our YouTube channel. There was an episode, it was 3 episodes I think we did. It was a series that when I was doing Would You Kindly with Brian Johnson, we just did I found a master list of defunct restaurants.
I remember you telling me about that. You guys were looking at like some of the old commercials.
I dug deep for ads that made
Right.
sense to go with all that. And we played all the ads. And if we couldn't find, if they didn't have ads, like if they were so old, we got photos of the old buildings and what have you. And
I love the old training videos. They used to have like the old training videos of like
yeah,
Red Robin or like even the Burger King ones.
but
And,
everybody watches those now. So it's, I mean, they're fantastic to watch, but they're just not featured to do
Right.
on the show. You know who does the training videos? Shuley.
Oh, okay.
On the Shuley network, they do a show called Trainables. And every now and then they're just watching training videos from whatever. And they're like the videos are fantastic.
Right.
And they're doing it at a higher level than we would bother to try to attempt it. But so many people do the training videos, so it just wasn't worth it. And plus, we did it, I think, our first year at XM, where we did the banned Canadian PSAs, and we did a lot of those training videos of like how to the oven that you thought was good, giving you like nuclear radiation from Pizza Hut. When you were learning how to do that and how to...
Did you ever work at a restaurant or at like one of those kind of service jobs? Because I used to work at Applebee's.
I never did a restaurant. I did fast food in high school, and that was only to pay for because they allowed me to work weekends.
Right.
And that was just to pay for my car. That was just for car insurance, gas, upkeep, that kind of stuff. I actually tried to work at Blockbuster. There was a Blockbuster near the McDonald's. I think I've told this story on the show before, but I don't know if I said it when you were here about the girl from my class who wound up getting the job at Blockbuster.
No, I know you always give me crap when I mention that I used to work at Blockbuster. You're like, oh, must be nice.
Yeah, because I wanted to work at Blockbuster.
Such a great job.
But I got the McDonald's job. What the McDonald's, what they used to do when you were allowed to have like, I guess it was legal discrimination within the workplace. If you were a guy,
I don't think it was ever legal. I just think it was not.
No, it was this. It was the practice of McDonald's for the longest time. If you were a guy, you had to work in the back, either in the grills or cleaning or mopping or taking garbage or changing the soda machines or any of that stuff. Women got hired, the young girls,
They were
like
the host,
high school, college age who were working there. They were up front. They were the hostess. Like they would carry trays out for senior citizens. They would bring food out to the cars waiting, and they worked the drive-through. Mm-hmm. Now, because I knew how to talk and I could communicate and I was very personable, I kept complaining about working in the back. I said, I can't sit here and grill this stuff. I won't do it. I would go outside in the fucking ungodly heat and the freezing winters to clean the parking lots up rather than stay in the place. And they were like, what's taking you so long? And I'd go, do you want to do this? No, but it shouldn't be taking you this long. It's taking a long time. So if you want to go and clean up all the garbage and everything, feel free. I'll go back in there, or you can leave me alone. Because I would put my headphones on, and I had my Walkman with my cassette tapes, and I would just walk around outside cleaning everything up that I would have to do.
See a young Eric listening to, the next En Vogue, tape with the big orange foam headphones on, cleaning the back of the.
No. Ew.
Love it.
No. I was listening to Howard and like Scott and Todd and all this other shit that I was just taping the radio things. I'd have the cassette tapes on me. So I'd throw on my quilted flannel and I'd go outside and clean everything up. Point being that I complained so much, they let me do the register, and I was good at it. I was better than most of the dipshits that were up there because they don't pay attention. And this is before phones and everything, so they weren't distracted. They just didn't know how to talk. They couldn't press a button. And then finally, I got to work the drive-through, right, which was great because it's a little offshoot of the building. You hang out there, and nobody gets to see what you're doing. Anyway, point of all of this is the girl from my high school who worked at Blockbuster used to take packs of free rental cards, and she would come through the drive-through. If she knew I would tell her when I was working, she would place an order that I knew was specifically her, right? Mm-hmm. So I would place that order, knew it was her because that's not what she wanted. That was just the order she gave, and I would dial up that order and then give her what she wanted. So I was totally lying. I was giving her the right food for the wrong order. Mm-hmm. She would, I would say, oh, it's such and such, whatever. She would give me the stack of the Blockbuster cards, and then I would just, work the magic on the machine, and then she would drive off with the food, and I had a stack of free rentals for video games and movies for the next couple of weeks because she came in.
Now, did you work at a McDonald's that only had the one drive-through window, or did you have the double window?
No, it had the one.
You pay at one and then move on to the next.
It had the one, but what was fun is when you had the headset on, there was something wonky with the radio system because it would bleed into police frequencies in the area.
Nice.
So if police was on a dispatch or something driving anywhere near the building, whatever they were saying on the radio started coming through the headset and out the speaker. So while somebody's placing an order, you would hear that there was, a fight going on down by the docks where Frank used to work, or over at the mini golf thing next to Taco Bell or something. That was like you would hear when the cops were around. I got in trouble because I used to give the cops free coffee. And I was told you're not allowed to do that. And I said, I think
cops aren't allowed to technically accept it. Yeah. And
I said, I think you should reconsider. And they told me absolutely not. And I said, okay, I won't do it again. And then I absolutely would do it all the time. It was the styrofoam senior citizens size coffee. And I would keep getting yelled at for that. And I said, if something happened here, God forbid, you don't think they're going to come respond faster? I know that's not the way things are done, but it's the way things are done. Give them the coffee and then let it be. And that's what I would do.
And this is probably something we should do as a little standalone. Was there any there are incidents where certain regions of the fast food chains get items that don't show up everywhere else. Casey in the chat was telling me about that her Taco Bell in, I think, the Oregon area had a menu item that I had never heard of anywhere else. But and apparently it was local.
That's determined by the national for that.
But see, I don't even think it was a national thing. I think
it's not a national thing, but it's determined by the national leg of the company, the headquarters, that this kind of stuff is big. Like you would get shit down in like Louisiana and Alabama and stuff that would be at McDonald's down there that were not in the rest of the country. Some stuff in Florida that was not in the rest of the country. They had lobster rolls. If you went into New England, McDonald's used to serve lobster rolls, but as soon as you hit Connecticut, New York, whatever, they didn't have it. But if you went Massachusetts, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, they had lobster rolls at the McDonald's. But that's all coming from the headquarters of McDonald's, because a lot of the McDonald's are also franchised.
That's what I was going to say. Like,
they're private owners that are leasing the property and everything else from the McDonald's Corporation. So they would figure out, all right, this works in this area. You guys are going to have this. You're allowed to have that. And then, internationally, those menus were off the wall.
Yeah, well, I've seen the international menus going crazy. I just figured, if something's coming around here, it'd be nice to have.
Tropical Punch in the chat here. I think McDonald's in Maine has lobster rolls. Yeah, see? He knew. Mexican nuggets.
That's the thing that was at the Taco Bell in the Oregon area.
You know what Taco Bell doesn't need?
I've never heard of it.
They probably don't need that. They also don't need French fries. Stop with the French fries. Go back to the potato wedges. Like KFC also doesn't need fucking French fries. Go back to the potato wedges. They were fantastic. Their French fries all stink.
That's why you get the bowl. Just, so good. Smothered in gravy.
Moving on. Nobody uses Skype anymore, right?
I stopped using Skype, I think, when my daughter was in Japan, and then once phones had FaceTime like more prevalent, then I stopped using that service a long time ago.
So Microsoft, which bought Skype in 2011, has just announced that they are shutting Skype down come this May, but your account, your login, will all work for Microsoft Teams. This is the new software and the new direction that they're pushing.
Interesting.
For all of this stuff here. You get the free version, which, lo and behold, that's what everything does.
Right.
It's like, oh, this thing worked really well. Everybody was using it. Great. Now we're going to shut it down and make our version for sale, and you can pay to use our version, and then nobody uses that new version. But in the case of Microsoft Teams, I'm sure there's plenty of businesses that are using that because most people don't even work in an office anymore. Everybody telecommutes, as they say, works remotely. So Microsoft Teams seems to be the way to go with all of that stuff here.
We do Zoom and then Google Chat.
Microsoft says Skype's popularity has faded in recent years despite a pandemic bounce that lifted other competing products, including Zoom, Google Meet, and Cisco WebEx, which I've never heard of. Skype has also faced increased competition over the last decade and a half from apps like FaceTime from Apple and Meta's WhatsApp. WhatsApp, by the way, fantastic for going overseas. I had family that were on cruises, they were in other countries, and they were like, "Oh, I'm getting the international plan." I said, "Turn your fucking phone signal off. Just have your Wi-Fi on and use the WhatsApp." And never a problem.
Nope.
Not at all.
That's how I used to communicate when she was in Japan and Germany. And it was just perfect.
So, plus Microsoft has been investing heavily into its Teams software, which offers many of the same services. Skype launched in 2003.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, for some reason, it's older than that.
So, yeah, Skype launched in 2003, and then like a handful of years later, eBay bought it. And then eBay fumbled the whole thing. So 2 years later, Microsoft got it for way less than what eBay paid, like $2.9 billion for Skype, and screwed the whole thing up. And then Microsoft got it for a fraction of that. And
then Microsoft tried to integrating it into the Xbox series. So like, I think the Xbox, there was the system after the Xbox 360. They integrated it to work on their chat system and for video chats, and it just never worked.
That's
right.
one, like right? After the 360 was
I think
Xbox
it was the Xbox One.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just never worked right. Never felt like it worked. Like they fumbled that one up, and then they got rid of it.
All right, we got to get to disasters.
Hold on, before we get to disasters, we never did any of this, and I'm going to just clear this out. We got some celebrity deaths that happened over the last couple weeks.
Oh, okay.
George Foreman, former boxer, he died, 76. Apparently surrounded by loved ones. Did we ever find out what he died from?
I kept looking. Maybe they have it now, but they never released it. So I'm thinking just natural causes or something.
Gotcha. Richard Chamberlain, he was big in the 80s and the 70s. He was in the Shogun series, the Thornbirds. He was 90. He passed away. A guy kind of both near and dear to us for our time frame, our generation growing up, Clive Reville, 94 years old. He was the original voice of Emperor Palpatine before they replaced him later on with the other guy. But he was Alfred, the voice of Alfred in Batman the Animated Series.
That is right. He was.
Yeah. So he passed. And then the big one that happened last week, we never got to get around to talking about him. Val Kilmer, 65 years old, died. They just released his cause of death. He officially, according to the LA Department of Public Health, they confirmed he did die of pneumonia back on April 1st.
What was the condition he had?
He had throat cancer. He had throat cancer. I mean,
I didn't remember which form of cancer he had, but yeah.
Yeah, he had throat cancer. He died on April 1st, which is the worst because everyone's sitting there going, is this a joke? Is this not a joke? And I feel like celebrity deaths may not be the one thing you joke about on the internet, but yeah, he passed away on April 1st, which sucks. And I ended up watching a few Val Kilmer movies last week just to kind of
which ones?
Get back into it. Real Genius and what else did I watch?
Was he in Top Secret?
And I watched Top Secret. Yeah, I got
okay.
the Blu-ray of that one. I love Top Secret. It was his first movie. Top Secret was his first movie.
Yeah, Top Secret, Real Genius, Tombstone.
I like The Saint.
I never liked. I think I saw The Saint once.
It's cheesy.
I know people loved the soundtrack. Like some of the songs on the soundtrack were played on radio.
Oh yeah, it was like Moby and
but I don't even remember anything about The Saint. It's one of those movies that I know I've seen, but I can't remember a damn thing about it. Like that Tom Cruise movie, Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, but
I remember seeing that movie, and I don't remember anything from it.
It's not a good movie.
Yeah, but it was one of those kind of movies. So
I don't know if you know this. I worked at Blockbuster, so I saw the Spanish version of that movie first.
Must be nice.
Tom brought up Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's one of my favorite Val Kilmer movies. He plays Gay Perry, and it is one of just the dialogue in that movie. It's a Shane Black movie. It's a Christmas movie. Robert Downey Jr. is in it. Michelle Monaghan's in it. She gets naked, so that's your thing.
The Asking,
yeah, and then it's really good. I thought The Asking was clever. I don't think I've ever heard of that one. Island of Dr. Moreau. It was a terrible movie.
Oh, he said typo. I thought The Saint was clever. Oh. Wow. Asking and Saint are nowhere near like an autocorrect kind of thing.
Did I miss a movie? I didn't know about it. I like The Saint.
I appreciate you, Saint Ranger. I still have your pocket knife thing. He sent Saint Ranger used to send gifts up to the other place all the time. And he sent up little keychain versions of Swiss Army knives. I was like, I will definitely enjoy this. So it is on my keychain.
As someone who orders a lot of stuff, a small pocket knife is perfect.
It is.
Open those boxes. So those are all our celebrity deaths over the last 2 weeks.
Well, all right, then let me show you somebody that I thought was dead and apparently isn't. Mickey Rourke. Mickey Rourke.
Oh, poor Mickey.
Is currently on Celebrity Big Brother in the UK.
Is that still a show?
It is, apparently. It's like season 40, whatever. Ooh. And like I guess the British version was the original.
Okay.
And or maybe the Swedish version was the original. One of the ones in Europe was the original. And then they started doing the American version. I remember my parents were addicted to Big Brother here in the United States. At one point they had, because it was on CBS, they started doing Big Brother After Dark.
Yeah.
On
a lot of those shows
Showtime.
Doing that.
And it was like 3 hours in the morning, like from 12 to 3 a.m. on the East Coast. And you could watch it, and they just would turn the cameras on, automated, shuffling. So you're watching inside the house for 3 hours, whether something's happening or not. And this was just airing live for 3 hours on Showtime. And then they started allowing you to subscribe to watch online, where you could click the cameras that you wanted in the house on your computer. Like, my parents were really into, who knew, voyeurism, but they were watching that show nonstop on their laptops and what have you. Anyway, he's over there on the Celebrity Big Brother in the UK, along with JoJo Siwa. You know who she is?
Yeah, she was at, what was it, Disney Star? That
Is she Disney or Nickelodeon?
it could have been Nickelodeon. I know that she was everywhere with like the bright colored clothing and the Punky Brewster style, and she was super big. And then she came out as a lesbian and wanted to be hardcore and be like one of these construction looking like lesbians.
She was a Nickelodeon star.
Yeah, Nickelodeon, and then I guess she had a big break in Dance Moms, Keeping It Twisted, is saying. So
I remember discovering her when her face showed up on a box of cereal. And I walked past, I'm like, who is this? I have no idea who this was. And then like Z100 and the pop stations on satellite stuff were playing some of her songs. And then I had no idea who she was. And then all of a sudden it became the thing that she was gay. So that was not just somebody she was, that was her image is, hey,
her identity.
What are you famous for? Being gay. Like if you want to knock somebody from that, she seems to be the perfect candidate for like, what's your whole thing here? Oh, I'm gay, and then I can also sing and dance, and I can do it's like, I don't know what's going on here.
Look, you said you were gay. We already know you can sing and dance. It's just redundant.
I'm an entertainer. I'm a song and dance man. I dance at the supper club. So anyway, she's over there, and he's over there, and apparently he has issues with gay people, I guess. So I saw this thing in the middle of the night on X, something coming up, and it's like Mickey Rourke getting fanned for gay slurs against JoJo Siwa, and I go, this looks like one of those headline generators that you set up in there.
This is a Mad Lib. Like someone made a Mad Lib and put it out.
I'm seeing that the headline, like in the middle of the night. I go, what happened? Why is this a thing? Why are they even together? And I went, I found the stuff. I put a bunch together here, and it's fascinating. I will say this: it's entertaining. Right or wrong, it's something you're going to want to watch because you're like, oh my God, this is happening to her face as he's doing this. Let's watch this.
Yeah, where's the what? Where's the cigarette?
Here.
He's asking where to go smoke cigarettes, right?
Right.
Come on, let's go on a journey.
So do you like girls or boys?
Me? Girls.
I know, I can tell.
My partner is non-binary. That's the vape smoke room.
Just think, in 4 days, we'll never see each other again.
In 4 days?
Nah, babe.
I'm trying to last 4 days.
Like living.
They're like, what?
Like living. He just wants to last 4 more days.
Yeah. Well, it keeps going.
Longer than 4 days, you won't be gay anymore.
I can guarantee I will still be gay and I will still be...
Like, wait, what? What did that have to do with any of that?
I have no idea.
If I stay longer than 4 days, you won't be gay anymore.
Oh, he's so manly that he's going to turn her straight.
Yeah.
Scare her straight.
So so this wasn't even the clip that was circulating or the headline. Right. Sorry, the clip wasn't anywhere yet at that point. Granted, this is the middle of the night here on the East Coast of the United States. I'm digging to try to find the British feed of Celebrity Big Brother. That sounds like a kind of like an assault threat, doesn't it?
Or
like a prison threat.
Yeah,
it's like you're not gay now, but when I get done with it, like that,
you will be
from the prison movie, that old cliche kind of thing. But it's like the reverse of that. Oh, there's more. There's a lot more. This is just the tip of the iceberg with this.
I can guarantee I will still be gay and I will still be in a very happy relationship.
I'll tie you up.
What?
Okay, now that's a threat. Like that is rough.
Look up their age difference, please, because she's got to be, I think, early 20s, and he's got to be. He looks ancient as hell. His plastic surgery and his Botox are just.
All right, Mickey Rourke is 72.
72.
Yeah, his face is 63, and JoJo Siwa is 21.
Okay. So it's not even like
that's a 50-year difference.
I mean, yes, it's creepy old man kind of shit, but it's not like, you know, you could be her dad kind of creepy old man thing. It's you could be her grandfather.
Creepy.
Yeah, creepy old grandfather. So now he said, when, you know, if I'm here more than 4 days, I'll not, you won't be gay anymore. And I'm going to tie you up.
I feel like his intention originally was, I'm so manly that you can't resist such a macho man that I can turn you straight. It's when he says, I'll tie you up, that it became completely different intention.
Or it's like he's going to do, you know, those religious camps, the deprogramming camps.
Yeah, he's going to convert her.
So imagine the whole thing. It's like, oh my God, he's going to like assault her, like sexually or something. And it just turns out, no, he's got her tied to a chair in one of those rooms where the cameras are on, but no one's allowed to go into it. And she's just sitting there and he's trying to do that. What is that camp called? Remember, they had the documentary.
It's a conversion camp.
Conversion camp. He's doing conversion therapy on her, trying to, like South Park, you walk in with the rolled up newspaper. Don't be gay, Sparky. Whacks him on that. Don't be gay. Stop it.
Relationship.
I'll tie you up.
I can promise you that won't happen. I dare you to try. You'll be the one tied up.
All right.
Is she like now?
She looks like one of the Paul brothers editing now.
Yeah, yeah.
She's the third untalked. Like, you know how the Wahlbergs have the third brother that they just gave money to so he could have a burger restaurant? She's like the third Paul brother, where the others are making billions of dollars and they give her money to, I don't know. She's got like a surf wax company or something.
She's Jerk Paul. Got it.
You're an actor?
No, I do TV stuff though.
All right, so for the radio people, he's sitting on the couch where you're allowed to smoke and vape. It's outdoors but separated from everything else. This other guy, I don't know who he is, British guy.
Shirtless British guy.
Comes over there and they're talking. He might be an actor or a presenter or something. I don't know who he is.
I do TV shows. I do a bit of presenting now. Maybe one day.
Maybe. It all depends.
I know. It's a completely different industry to what it was back when you were doing it.
Back in your day,
back in your day, oh man. Every time when you hear that kind of thing, remember the Young Ones?
Yeah,
that show.
I used to love that.
Yeah, it always seems like that.
And then you had all the strikes, didn't you?
Yeah,
There
was a long one.
No. What was your opinions on that?
2 years ago.
I thought I cut this part out.
Actor strike.
Wait a minute. Is this the? Hold on.
You got like a full version of this thing.
No, I cut some stuff up. I thought. Wait, which video is playing here? Sorry, give me one.
Can you tell me
here.
when cinema just first hit the theaters?
Oh, I know what it. Okay, hold on. Let's reset here. We're not going to watch the whole thing over again. That was the raw footage thing in there. I was wondering. I'm like, yeah, I cut that whole boring acting thing out. What happened here? Because that goes on for a while where he's just talking about like
the good old days,
SAG-AFTRA and whatever the British equivalent is for them out there.
Yeah.
It kept going on. I go, what's all this industry talk? What is going on here? All right, this is the edited version, I think, that I cut up because, that other thing would have just been too excruciating.
Do you like girls or boys?
Me?
All right.
Girls.
We're going to skip past this part here.
I want to know who that balancing person is. Like,
the who?
Like, who's that? Just sitting there doing yoga or something.
Somebody desperate for attention that has no career going on. They were probably like a social media influencer over in Europe that nobody knows.
Very happy relationship.
Hold on.
And this is Celebrity Big Brother.
You'll be the one tied up.
We all vote each other out.
Oh yeah, see, because there's a huge chunk of that conversation.
Yeah,
that we would have sat there for a long time. All right, here's.
You'll be the one tied up.
We all vote each other out.
Yeah, eventually.
I'm gonna vote the lesbian out real quick.
JoJo.
And he points right at her. So
immediately
now
saying.
you're looking from the camera's perspective here. They're giving you a wide shot of the whole courtyard, backyard, whatever it is, because this is all a studio. It's not a real house. It's all a studio built to look like a house.
Wait, what?
And I know, movie magic. But you could see it's the far end. It's like this is the camera they have out in center field when they're looking over the pitcher about to throw down the plate.
Yeah.
You know, it's that kind of angle. So you see she's on the left there, laying on the lounge in the black because, you know, it's what they do. Black T-shirts, black knee-high socks, and black Doc Martens, sneakers, whatever it is. He's over there, but they can hear everything. They don't have monitors in there where they're hearing what the mic picks up. They're just hearing the course of his voice. So she's laying there. She hears all this stuff. And he's talking about, so we get to vote out whoever we want. Yeah, I'm going to vote out the lesbian, and points right at her. That's insane.
Real quick.
JoJo.
That's homophobic.
Well, no, we actually can't discuss this. No, we can't discuss this. This is undiscussable.
Yeah, so it's not even what he's saying. The fact is, you're talking about who you're going to vote out is against, I guess, the rules of the show. And if you break so many of the rules of the show, they throw you off the show, right? So he's discussing not strategy, like, well, if we can get enough votes, maybe we can vote this person. Like, that's how that show works. It's all, you know, backstabbing and conniving and what have you. He just goes, oh, we get to vote whoever we want? Yeah, I'm going to vote the lesbian out, and points right at her. Like, there's no strategy. There's no gameplay. There's nothing going on here. He's like, the dyke gets it. She's gone. So here we go.
Can't discuss this. This is undiscussable.
The lesbian I'm going to vote out.
No, you can't do that, mate.
And he did it again.
Just doubles down on
it. No, I'm going to vote her out. No, fuck that. He's like elbowing the guy. Yeah, we're going to just we'll vote her out.
You also can't say that.
I need a fag.
I mean,
You
he's
heard
in
what he-
England.
Yeah,
He's
but
wanting a
also you
cigarette.
can't say that
I need
either.
a fag. Not talking to you.
All right.
Okay.
You heard what he said, and then he points to her again and says, not talking to you. And she's just sitting there. Now she's like up leaning on the back of her hand. So she's looking around like, is this really happening? What is going on here?
Mickey, you can't.
Hold on.
Theo, need a fag.
Mickey, you can't say that, Mickey.
I know, but I was talking about a cigarette.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Is that not, the rest of this audience may not know this, but Jordan, you know, is that not a Stuttering John move?
It is.
Isn't that very Stuttering John?
Because here's the thing, like it's to make that kind of a joke so closely to you're calling her out for being a lesbian. We know you're not saying it as reference to a cigarette. You're not funny.
Yeah.
It's not timely. Like he's such a dummy.
So
but yes,
stupid.
that is very Stuttering John. And then try to like walk it back. Well, no, I was talking about this.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I know. He's just from a different planet, bless him.
Wait, hold on.
Thank you. Talking about a cigarette.
I know. Yeah, I know. He's just from a different planet, bless him.
Thank you. Sorry.
All right, so he had gotten up and went inside looking for something, and that's where it cuts. And they're like, he's just from a different planet. Like, it's not even a matter of like around our generation where our grandparents were saying shit that doesn't fly anymore, and you go, well, look, that's just their generation. That's how they were.
It's in all my Christmas cards.
You keep bringing it up. You keep making those T-shirts every year. But it's not even looking at it. It's like, yeah, I know it's inappropriate and I'll talk to them, but it's
right.
The generation they grew up. That's just how they were. It's not even that. You go, Gen Z is 2 generations away from us. Our grandparents are 2 generations from us. The Gen Z stuff is 2 generations from us. They don't even understand that, not like a tolerance to it, but at least an understanding of where it comes from. In the way, not defending it, but just saying at least understanding where it came from and why from a different time. Now they're just like, what planet are you from? Who talks like this? Like, it's not even fathomable that an older generation would even talk like that. And that's what we're dealing with here. So now this is 4 generations separated dealing with this nonsense. And they're all like, what is going on?
Yeah, I know. He's just from a different planet, bless him.
Thank you. Sorry.
You got your slippers.
I want to apologize.
Thank you.
I just got a bad habit of having a short fuse. And I don't mean nothing by it.
I appreciate your apology.
I hope. Okay, I do mean it.
I appreciate your apology,
If
and
I
I
didn't,
hope.
I wouldn't say it to you.
I know.
Okay.
I appreciate the.
All right, see that was another thing, because again, this is a jump cut stuff. Later on in the day, I don't know when this was, but he walks over to her to stick out his hand to shake her hand and apologize to her face to face. And he's explaining, but he goes, if I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. Like, it doesn't sound like you're justifying I mean, you don't need to qualify why you're saying this. The apology should be speaking for you for doing
right. But I think when you're in this this kind of situation that it could be performative, so he's trying to say, look, I'm not saying it to be on the show. I'm not saying it to, get a better look. I think he was trying, to actually genuinely apologize. The problem is when he goes, I just have a short fuse. What was pushing on him to make him have that short fuse?
Yeah, it's not like he said it in anger, that they were having a heated discussion.
Arguing.
Yeah, it wasn't a fight. He wasn't being held back. It wasn't she was screaming at him. It wasn't anything when he goes, sorry, I have a short fuse. That makes sense. He just kept sitting there and goes, I'm voting the lesbian out. I want a fag. Not you, though. That kind of thing. And you're like,
right.
She wasn't egging it on. She wasn't instigating anything. He thought he was being funny in a sense of humor that doesn't fly publicly.
Not with this generation
anymore.
No.
Or even in media. And, so he's apologizing, but the whole thing is like, I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it. Okay, well, you don't need a qualifier for it. The apology should speak entirely for you. You're being empathetic, or
Right.
It's like when you over-explain something, and you're like, you lost the whole purpose of what you were trying to say.
Apology,
If
and
I didn't, I wouldn't say it to you.
I know.
Okay.
I appreciate the apology, and I hope you enjoy your slippers.
Thank you.
Hey?
But he's all touchy with her too.
Yeah, he's just weird.
Yeah, but not like, again, not in a gropey sexual kind of way. It's
just like touch your shoulder, touch her.
It's almost like
you have to shake my
quick
hand.
little
It's
hit
one
to
of
the
those,
back of the head, petting her head. It's like you're gonna give her a little smack. Almost like if it was a guy, he'd probably lean over and smack her on the ass and like, yeah, good game. That kind of.
It reminds me of the type that shakes your hand, but like puts his hand on top of your hand after he's shaking it. Like he's one of those like really touchy-feely types.
Right. So brings us to right now, where I was looking up some, seeing if there was a fallout. Are they kicking him off the show? What's happening? Well, he's been called into their producer's room or whatever, off camera, twice.
Mickey, we love it. You're going to have to keep doing it.
Twice. You would think that, at least in America, they probably would say, like, look, publicly, we have to discipline you. We have to say this other thing. But off record,
here's a couple more British slang words for that particular thing.
off record, and like they're covering the mics. They're like, keep doing it. Ratings have never been higher. Look at all the digital impressions that we're getting. It's through the roof. Keep at it. In fact, we're going to leave some props around the house that'll instigate even more. Yeah, Mickey. So you're going to have you issue a public apology, and then we're going to put a little disclaimer up at the beginning of the screen, so that people could, if you feel like you're being discriminated, here's a number you can call and an organization you can be. Right. You know how all this goes. He comes out. And said, he's like, oh, I just got chewed out. I got talked to. Oh, yeah? Because he's not allowed to, with the slur stuff there. But also, I guess he broke another rule because he keeps talking about stuff involving the game that you're not supposed to say on the air. So
did they tell him the rules?
So they found, well, they probably did, but he's almost, somebody in the chat said, oh, it was Casey. She said, yeah, he's turning into Gary Busey. He's not paying attention. He's floating
Gary
around.
Busey actually won one of the seasons in there. He was on the.
Does he know he
UK.
won? Does he even know that he was part of it?
Hi, I'm Gary Busey.
He's like, let me tell you about a book of anagrams. And then
Let me tell you.
It's like, what is going on with this guy?
There's a ghost in this house, and I'm going to find him.
Why can't we have another motorcycle accident?
Oh,
just to get rid of him.
My brain's broken. It's okay.
So yeah, he was already talked to. So when he had to tell everybody else that he got talked to, he's not supposed to tell everybody else he got talked to. So 1, 2, he told them he got talked to about the stuff with JoJo. And then 3, he said, he's like, that was the second time because he got talked to about stuff he was doing, breaking the rules of the game. So technically, he comes right out of that meeting and breaks yet another rule for that organization. So now I'm going to have to try to find more clips because you got to think the fix is in. They're going to vote him off.
Here's the thing. You got to keep him on.
You do. But they won't.
This is the only thing keeping this in the line. Like, I don't know how big it is in the UK. I've never had a conversation about Big Brother, Celebrity Big Brother UK, let alone the US.
They do need to keep him on, and they won't. And I'll give you an example of why they won't. Go back many years ago when Trump was still hosting The Apprentice, right? In one season, you had both Andrew Dice Clay and Gilbert Gottfried. The first person they kicked off was Andrew Dice Clay.
You don't get rid of
who was shucking and jiving, making one-line jokes, and just making people uncomfortable and being Dice. And you're like, this is fantastic television. They voted him off. Then you had Gilbert Gottfried, who, again, with his quirkiness, wasn't really helping the projects that they were doing, but his commentary and his backlash on a lot of things was hilarious and great television. They got rid of him too. You get rid of those people. If you're not going to push them all the way to the end to win, you get rid of them right before you get to that final round of who's going to win. You keep them
the episode before last, the penultimate episode.
You keep them as long as you can to get all the viewers in there, and then when you have to filter them out to get to whoever the winner is going to be, that's what you do. They have to, but they won't. So we will follow up on this to see next week if he's kicked off or if not. You got me interested in Big Brother. It's been decades.
The UK version.
Yeah, it's been decades since I cared about this. And now I just want to see what Mickey Rourke does. In fact, this should lead the producers to a new spinoff of generational conflict with Big Brother and other reality type shows. Put in older people with younger talent that are not going to get along because of the times they grew up in, the way that they were raised, their belief structures, any of that stuff. Put those lunatics all together and leave it on.
Reminds me of like when we used to watch all those MTV reality shows like Road Rules and all that. It's just like you're just getting those like competing. Well, they had, the season when they were in San Francisco was probably one of the bigger storylines where you've got, this is a gay guy with AIDS. This is Puck, who's just a complete asshole.
Was by accident, though.
I know, but like that's the model that they use to now get these types together.
That was a happy accident for them, for that production company, where they struck gold, where they leaned into the skid with that, with Puck and Pedro
and Rachel, right? And
yeah. So that was just that, it was lightning in a bottle for them, and that set a precipice going forward. It's like, more conflict, right?
Yeah.
But now you have another accidental mishap.
Right. Which means that's why you have to keep this going. Right now, he is up for eviction along with 2 other people as of 2 hours ago.
Put old classic rock stars in with young TikTok rappers. And just see how they go. I saw, where was it?
Here's the corpse of Frankie Valli.
We need another season of Rock of Love, right? Rock of Love was, no, that was Flavor of Love. Rock of Love was Bret Michaels, right? Poison?
Bret Michaels, yeah. I think so, yeah.
But yeah, you put somebody like, no, not him. He's still too timid, but Vince Neil is still kind of fucked up. Put him in there, Axl Rose, things like that, and then put him in with some of these TikTok music artists. And Gen Z level K-pop band, something in there where they're it's not going to mix well because of generational misunderstanding between each other.
Could you imagine like Axl Rose and then like whatever K-pop kid is in there? One of the Korean guys that looks like a chick. And he's just in there all fat and just mad at the world. Ugh. I would watch that.
Or, because, sometimes... I'll say this, you got to make the black version of things, because you had Rock of Love, then you had Flavor of Love, right? Which Flavor of Love turned out to be way better than Rock of Love, especially when that one lady shit on the stairs and that clip went everywhere. Remember that? The one girl during the whole thing, she took a dump on the stairs. It just like fell out. Here's another idea. So you do the mixed generation concept show in the house, whatever it is. Then you do old school rappers versus modern day rappers.
Like
when you get a lot of the mumble rap or the TikTok rappers where they're shitting on Tupac, they're shitting on like Eminem, KRS-One,
like everybody.
Yeah, they don't look back behind them and see who paved the way for them in the rap industry. Do that. If you want to make the black offshoot version, do that. Put old rappers, old R&B musicians and stuff in there in a house with the younger people who don't fucking get it or don't appreciate that stuff and see that shit go down.
Could you imagine?
You know, Snoop would do it.
Snoop, yes, well,
Snoop would be in there. Oh, it would be fantastic. I need to be in
like,
programming.
oh, we got this mumble rapper and Morris Day in the Time. Like, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Why not?
I would watch Morris Day.
I would love that.
That'd be great.
All right. We need to move on to disasters. Well, we got to start off with the... Why is that on there? What happened with that?
What did you do?
It's supposed to be the background. Oh, I hit the wrong slate. There we go. We're going to start off with the big story that happened just hours before we went on the air to do all of this stuff here in the New York City area. Yet another tragedy on the Hudson where, look, I'm not going to say this is common in the sense of like this always happens, but it's frequent enough that this has been going on for the last 50 years that a helicopter somehow winds up in the drink right outside of New York City. And this was the most recent version to happen. A family from Spain was visiting and taking in what New York City has to offer, seeing the sights. They take one of those tourism helicopter rides that goes up the north part of the city, goes up the Hudson into the Hudson Valley, George Washington Bridge. You see past that point how beautiful the Hudson Valley looks, and then it turns around and comes back down. You get the city skyline again, and then you land what is it, the Financial District or something? It's right there. It's off the West Side Highway down past where not far from where the World Trade Center is.
Right.
So helicopter had a problem. I don't really know exactly what caused the helicopter issue, but it wound up crashing into the Hudson River. Footage has come out because in this day and age, if you don't have a camera out somewhere, you're just not doing it right, I guess. Look at this footage here. It's insane. Take a look at this here. Can you see it?
Yeah, it's just dropping straight down.
Okay, we're going to bring it back a little bit. That splash right there in the middle is the main part of the helicopter. Look a bit northeast of where that splash is there. You're going to see a secondary splash. See it circled? That's the rotors.
Yeah, they were saying that it crashed inverted without its tail rotor and its main rotor. So what the hell happened?
Did it was it going so fast that it unscrewed and just
spun off?
Yeah, like the blades shot up and the cab, whatever the cockpit of the helicopter just fell right into the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at this thing. I mean, insane. I thought I had a secondary shot. Maybe I didn't. There was another thing where you had audio, and it was from across where that is, and you just hear the thing fall down, and it was delayed. Like it crashed into the water, and then like a second later, you heard the poof, like that. Like that's how insane that was.
Yeah, there was someone that saw what happened and said, I heard 5 or 6 loud noises that sounded almost like gunshots in the sky and saw pieces fall off, then watched it fall right into the river.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, from the latest reports right before we went on there, the entire family did not survive.
All 6, 3 kids, 3 adults.
And does that include the pilot too?
I think everybody on board. So yeah, the pilot. I don't know if it's pilot, co-pilot. Let me see. But yeah, all 6 on board. Carrying family members, Spain. Carrying a pilot, 2 adults, 3 children. So 3 adults total, one of them being the pilot.
Never fascinating to watch, but never, obviously pleasant for that to happen. So Godspeed to that family. Moving on to the Dominican Republic. It's been a while since we went out of country for this. There was
this one was crazy.
Like a concert performance happening at the Jet Set nightclub in Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. The artist is named Rubby Perez.
Of course,
was performing, and look at this. Now, I thought the stage collapsed when I first saw it.
I thought it was a stage thing
because we've
too.
seen this happen at other
We've
performances.
just had one recently. That we saw
where they have had too many people on stage, or the equipment wasn't secured enough, or too heavy for what the stage had. Because we saw where the stage collapsed because the giant speakers were way too heavy and caused the thing to like fold inward, and all of that collapsed, and people got out and what have you. So I'm thinking
this is always rough, but I have to do this. The Rubby Perez, correct, Tom, and right. The Rubby Perez.
That might be the show title now.
Because
we haven't had anything else for suggestions, had we?
Nothing crazy, no.
You would think Mickey Rourke would have sparked something in there, but we can't use any of that.
No, that we can't use.
According to Apple and YouTube and probably
the Rubby
iHeart.
Perez is voting out the lesbian. Yes,
yeah, I'm voting out the lesbian. Episode 513.
It's the last one we did.
All right. So I'm thinking the stage collapsed when I'm watching this video here. It goes dark. Obviously, the phone is laying somewhere face down on the ground. Now look where it transitions into. The roof of the entire place collapsed onto everybody on the stage, and then that just started a chain reaction where the entire club caved in on itself. Look at this. Like, so much so, it went through the basement. Like, whatever was the main ground floor level collapsed even further down into this. It's insane. So, the information involving that, police confirmed 79 people were killed.
I've got an update.
Including Rubby Perez.
I've got an update.
All right. 200
dead. They stopped searching for survivors. All, like, pretty much 200, probably the whole group of people. This is nuts. Like, it is just completely, I'm looking at an overhead shot. You would think a tornado ripped through this thing. Like, it is nuts. So, R.I.P. Rubby.
Yeah, we're going to throw it up there. What is it to do? They kiss up to God or something like that? You know, when they point?
Yeah.
It's all about you.
I'm going to pour out a monster for you.
Rubby Perez. We hardly knew ye.
Or at all.
But, I mean, we've seen collapses at stages at festivals and other performances, and a lot of them are usually either those giant corporate festivals where sometimes they're on the cheap, like a carnival barker, like carnival rides, and they don't have the proper people there to situate everything, and these accidents happen. A lot of them are outside of the country, usually South America, down there where they that doesn't seem to be too much of an issue, other people's safety. But nonetheless, horrific to see. And then that there was a video that literally went lights out. As that
two
happened.
former Major League Baseball players were there. I guess the death toll rose to 221 as of Thursday when we're doing the show. 189 people have been rescued alive. The previous death toll before now was 184. So yeah, let's see. This is a nightclub that was built 50 years ago. It has the capacity to hold up to 500 people. But yeah, this thing looks like a tornado ripped through it. It's crazy.
That feel, I mean, imagine like being in a building where it's going to collapse. You know, we've seen that happen too, like dilapidated buildings where people are on the second, third floor of an apartment complex, maybe a bit higher, and that shit falls apart. The earthquake stuff last week. I mean, granted, that building was under construction, so there wasn't like people in there other than construction people, but Those kind of collapse. Oh, by the way, I want to bring this up.
What are you yelling at me for?
Because you were there, and I'm going to blame you for it.
Got it.
Big Red Tower is saying, Great White is saying, phew.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that when we were going over this. I'm like, oh, kind of puts that one to shame, doesn't it?
Last week, the episode got flagged by YouTube.
Right. I forgot about that. It's the second week in a row we were having issues with either people trying to sue us or the system's not working right.
Right. The week before that was what? What was the copyright thing? Oh, it was Scooter Braun and his dipshit licensing company that were ignoring American fair usage laws and all that stuff, and not even entertaining the whole thing, that they were going to sue and strike our entire channel if we didn't remove the entire episode. So we had to re-edit the episode in a way that was compliant and pretty much fuck him. Last week, we get flagged, and it's only for like advertiser stuff. And I said, I file, they do a thing where you can request a human review. So I do that, and it comes back and it says, nope, after a human review, it still stands that you're not eligible for this stuff. Doesn't make any sense. What happened here? So I go through the whole appeal thing, and they send me a notice back that we were, what was the violation for? Violence. We were found for breaking their rules on violence. And I said, I had to go through the whole thing, and I look, I'm like, what? They gave me codes, time codes. I go, what did we have about violence? Because originally you thought it was the photo of the lamb.
I thought it was when you kept showing Giddles' lamb chopping up.
Yeah, in the butcher shop and what have you.
That was like the first thing that came to me when you asked what we could have possibly done to violate this.
Right, and that made the most sense. I was like, all right, it's got to be that. And lo and behold, it was not. It was the earthquake footage from the news for Thailand and the other country, I forget. Myanmar. Was that. The second flag was for the news clip of the sandstorm in Texas that was flipping the trucks over. That they were insinuating violence or whatever the rule that we broke.
Here we go. Content where the focal point is on blood, violence, or injury when presented without other context is not suitable for advertising.
They were news clips. Now, the earthquake footage we saw was mostly the pool shaking.
We didn't even show the one where the guy flew out of the actual
No, we didn't.
Like,
there was nobody getting hurt, in a focused capacity. There was no blood. There was nothing, like a bone was showing, nothing. There was none of that. And this was news footage that is available on YouTube. Yep. The second one was local news footage from news outlets in Texas about the sandstorm, showing the trucks blowing over and showing how it's like watching the tornado videos. And
Which surprisingly it's almost the same thing, and we never have gotten flagged for those.
Nothing. So I had to file back there, and I go, this doesn't make any sense. This footage is already on YouTube, and they're from news outlets. What is the problem here? Still got told no, so I had to go and re-edit some things with that to put the episode back up. Like, it was just ridiculous. Even having a human review, because most of the times you don't get the human review, or even the option to request that.
But we'll just do an edit where we show all that violence, but we'll put the Le Seraphim music over the top of it and just see which one wants to compete to get us off the internet.
Right. So that wasn't the case at all. But I had to file those things, and they said nope, it's still violations under their terms of service for violence. And it's like, these are world events. It's not like we're watching MMA, breaking bones and shattering jaws and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Anyway,
that was weird.
Moving on. This comes to us from ABC 7 in Los Angeles. It is footage of an Air Canada flight coming in from Halifax. Oh, sorry. No. It was at Halifax Airport. The flight shows a gear failure prompted the plane to slide on the runway at Halifax Stanfield Airport and catches one of the wings on fire. Look at this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the wing was scraping against the runway and caught the engine on fire.
Wow.
So they managed to get everybody off. Nobody was hurt or killed or what have you. Everybody was off the plane. But yeah, it slid on the driveway, kind of, I guess, went like that, sparked some flames, and the engine blew up.
Wow, and this is coming from ABC 7.
Yeah, but look at this. Like, if you're just looking out the passenger window and you're seeing this, I only want to see that if this plane's going into space. You know, that's the only time you want to see flames coming out of the engines there, because that means you're moving at an insane speed.
Wow.
Ridiculous, right?
That is ridiculous.
All right, I want to show you this. Now, this isn't necessarily disasters in the sense of what we usually do, planes, trains, automobile crashes, what have you. This is two examples of the same situation. One ending better than it should, and the other not so much. So this one here, this is a kid who decides to jump off a 6-story balcony into a pool at an apartment complex.
Oh my God.
Look at this. Now, a lot of it's muted because he's got a camera either like mounted here or like the GoPro headband thing. He is breathing so heavily you think he needs a CPAP machine.
You would think it was me going up my stairs.
So I cut out as much of the audio as I could, except for where you needed to for where he's jumping off into the pool. All right, so it is quiet right now, but you see him, he's climbing over the railing 6 stories high above the pool.
Yeah, see, no, like I've done off the roof jumps like this, but
now this is like a resort pool, a hotel pool, maybe an apartment complex pool.
Mm-hmm.
That deep end,
it's not that deep.
Is what, maybe 8 feet at most, usually on a commercial pool like this,
6
right?
to 8, yeah.
Yeah. The velocity that you're coming down here, you need an Olympic level pool, which is what, 20 feet deep, the Olympic pools?
I mean, you could probably, if you do it right, maybe do a 12-footer, but even then, that is cutting it close. Because I've done cliff diving, and that is, you need a lot.
You know, you did not do cliff diving.
Oh, I used to, yeah. Well, not like diving. We used to just jump off shit.
Okay, you would run and spear Cliff Clavin every time you saw him?
Hey, Nami.
Okay, here he goes. He's on the ledge there. This is a kid, by the way. I'd say, young teenage years. He's right there on the edge.
Oh.
He's in the water, pulls himself right off the edge, and then he's running to get out of there because he's not supposed to be in this complex. Oh. He's fine. He shouldn't be fine, but he is fine.
He should be dead.
All right? Even if you didn't just jump straight down with your feet like that, because the second you go down, you'll break in your legs or whatever. But if he kind of curled up and just did like the butt lunge thing where you just drop in butt first, you still will slam down there and fracture your tailbone, and could even paralyze yourself by doing that. All right, so I show you that video to show you this video. We set the precedence here.
I'm
guy
upset about this
jumping
next
off.
one. I haven't even watched it.
Okay, I'm going to show you this one now. Here's another guy, way higher than 6 stories. He is now on the corner of a balcony. I'm guessing this is a hotel or a resort.
Just the angle he's at, there looks like that pool is miles away.
Right.
Like there's no way that he's going to make that gap.
So he's got a camera on him. He's got like the fisheye lens so you can see everything here, right? He doesn't even have the positioning where the kid did, where the kid was at the edge. He didn't even dive. He walked off and went straight down into the pool.
Just drop, yeah.
He has to launch himself off like the turnbuckle in a wrestling ring to do the Van Terminator, where you got to go what they call coast to coast. You jump off one turnbuckle to hit the guy on the other turnbuckle.
Are we getting flagged for this?
That's quite a feat. Let's take a look here.
Oh God, no!
He's not even on the ledge. He's standing
on the rail.
On the
There's no
railing of the
ledge.
ledge. Look above him right now.
He's got a canopy. He's gonna hit his head.
Yeah, you don't even have room to full springboard off of this thing to try to get to the pool.
None of this.
While he's doing this, I can't figure out. I've watched this several times. These people that are in the pool, if they know he's doing this or not.
There's a family of 10 just chilling in the shallow end right now.
He's going into the deep end of the pool.
And that pool right there. The other pool looked like it could be deeper. This pool looks like it maybe tops out at 5 feet.
This is like, what do they call this? A kidney-shaped pool?
This is a kidney-shaped pool. This is literally a pop-up pool. There's no chance.
Look right in the middle. Deep. Right in the middle there. You can tell it's a family resort pool. You've got the line painted on there where they would hang, float the buoys.
Go down a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, but where they would float the buoys so that kids know that the pool's going to slope a little bit. That's halfway through the pool. That's not a quarter of the way through the pool where it's supposed to be, and you have the steep decline into the deep end. That's halfway through the pool.
That's 6 to 8 feet max.
I'm thinking 6, but I will say parental discretion is advised. Do not do this ever.
Ever.
Here we go.
I'm already just soup. Oh God!
Look at that.
There's an entire parking lot's worth of space between that rail and that pool.
All I'm thinking of, if he slipped and fell straight down into
is dead.
Let's see, based by the here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's 6 as well. Okay, it looks a lot higher than the other kids
because the pool is further out. That's the problem. He's not only got 6 stories up. So that's 60 feet.
Yeah,
you have to go out probably 20, 30 feet.
Here we go.
I'm already upset.
He pushed off. He didn't just fall. He pushed off.
I don't know why this is going to be upsetting to me.
Okay, and we're going to have to rewatch it again because there's something I got to point out that I didn't see the first couple times.
Oh, he hit the bottom. Oh my God, did he either's bleeding or he shit himself?
That's exactly what it is. And let's not say that because of other things. But here we go. Slow motion. He's falling down. You can hear the wind velocity pick up as he's speeding, hurling towards the earth. Right?
God, why would you do that?
But see, look
at his legs. He's not even prepared to do this. Like
family's over on the other end of the pool. There's kids. No one's paying attention to this.
They didn't even know, and they're just like, "Holy shit, where'd this guy come from?"
Right.
Oh,
hits the water, breakneck speed. I'm trying to see if
literally.
They're not letting me. So the water doesn't. It doesn't slow down the impact.
No.
Until you're at least 12 feet down.
That water probably felt like a brick. When I was wakeboarding, when you would crash, water turns to cement when you're going fast. Oh, no, that water's turned pink.
Yeah. And now it's turning red.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What? Do we have like a follow-up? Is that
it's
guy
front
dead?
And center, but it took me a couple times to realize what that was at the end. Now, we don't fully know because I was looking all over the place to see.
What was that guy's channel?
Follow-up on that? I don't know. I have the link somewhere. I can send it to you.
No, but if you go back in the video, you could see it kind of up in the corner. I just want to see it. I don't even want to say it on the air. I just want to see what it looks like real quick.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, it's so small. I can't see it. Something's jumps.
Matt's jumps.
Yeah, okay. I gotta look.
Ooh. Don't do this ever.
No,
ever.
No, ever
don't tape it. Don't do anything like that. We are not supporting nor endorsing this. We're just bringing you the news as it comes. Don't ever do that.
That looks painful. That looks really painful.
Now, as we do with disasters, when we see unsettling things like this, Much like Dr. Sam Beckett, we have to put right what once went wrong.
I'm retarded? I love that episode, too. He looks in the mirror. He's like, I'm retarded.
So we have to play some stuff to break the levity and cheer us up here. So why not kick a baby?
You kicked
You're about to
that
show that
baby
other
for
one.
$5 million. Whoa!
Oh, so fast.
Let's watch that again because you were talking over it.
Will you kick that baby for $5 million? Whoa!
He's using a baby as a soccer ball.
Yeah. So when that shows up randomly in your feed, it kind of brightens your day, especially after seeing something as off-putting as the pool jumps. We can end with a song before going to segment 2, if you like.
Please do.
Who doesn't love ska, right?
Love it.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. He taught me how to live my life as it should be. He taught me how to turn my cheek when people laugh at me. I've had friends before, and I can tell you that he's one who will never leave you flat.
We got to put this on the radio.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine. I have a friend in Jesus.
If you were listening to a rock station this came on, you wouldn't turn this off.
Jesus is
I would.
a friend of mine.
I would very much like to see Steve and the Pie Tasters re-record this, and we can get on the background vocals just going, Jesus is my friend. Like, we need to do a collab. We got to get Steve to do this.
All right, I'll give him a call.
Yeah.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is my friend. Jesus is a friend of mine.
He looks like Eric Estrada in Chips.
It does.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Remember when Chips used in those 70s shows just have weird outings? Like they're all going out from work to blow off some steam, and they're at a disco club, and all of a sudden they're all just fantastic dancers. I mean, it's catchy as hell.
It really is. It's a good beat. Like, you know, I may not be in the message, but they're good.
Yeah.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Jesus is my friend.
Jesus is a friend of mine. Once I tried to run and hide, but Jesus came and found me, and he touched me down inside.
What?
He is like
Gross.
He always gets his man, and he'll zap you any way he can.
What?
Jesus is a
Oh my God.
Jesus is my friend. I'm telling you, this would be a great.
It was that
collab.
Simpsons episode. We go, Vap.
I just watched that the other day.
With, what's his name?
He loves me when I'm right.
John Waters.
John Waters, yes.
He loves me when I waste my time by writing silly songs. He loves me when I'm quiet and I have nothing
So
to
this
say.
song
He'll
was
love me
an
when I
internet
expect if I
sensation
ever
like
get that way.
for a long time, right?
Jesus is a friend.
This was just one of those things that were passed around on videotapes through church people and then like the found footage society stuff. If you look online, this guy is to this day is still performing this song. He gets invited to festivals and other music performances, and they bring him up there to perform this song, and people go nuts. Like the crowd's going crazy, like you're at Warped Tour.
Jesus is my friend. Do the Spanish version.
Yeah, and then this low-rent Dick Cavett shows up.
Right.
Where is it?
Jesus is my friend.
That's terrific, Sal. Thank you very much. Beautiful, beautiful.
Like that was
That's
great.
terrific.
Let me tell you about the Regina Steamer Carpet Cleaner, proud sponsor of here at W whatever.
And Rice-A-Roni.
PBS 7, Aurora, Illinois.
I gotta say, Rice-A-Roni had some deep pockets because Rice-A-Roni was sponsoring everything in the 80s. We're also sponsored by Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
And every vacation was wafting you away to
lovely Cancun, Mexico.
No, it was Acapulco.
Acapulco, yeah, that's true.
Nobody goes to Acapulco anymore. It's pretty much south of the border. that tourist trap on I-95 between the Carolinas. That's what happened to Acapulco, Mexico. The cruise line stopped going there. There's no fancy resorts anymore. It just turned into a tourist trap, and I think probably cartel territory.
Yeah, when me and Rob go on that cruise together, we're not debarking the ship. We're staying on. We'll let everybody else go out. We'll just hang out.
Tom from Alberta saying, would be a much funnier song if you swapped out Jesus for penis.
Penis is my friend.
It does work. I'll give him that.
It will find you and touch you in the place. Yeah. I got to find the lyrics for that.
All right. We're going to take a break. When we come back, segment 2, telling you all about television, movies, streaming updates, all the new stuff coming that you should be paying attention to and watching and enjoying. We'll be right back.
More, it's Eric Nagel. It's Eric Nagel. Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com. We're back with It's Eric Nagel.
Segment 2 of the show. Eric and Jordan here with you, telling you about television streaming and movie updates. It's usually in a different order, but what the hell, it works this time around. It's late. We're tired. We got to get through this. It's been a long show. We watched some horrific things, and then, I don't know. I just
found Jesus right at the end of segment 1.
We got to talk about stuff that we watch and share that with the people. Jordan, what are you watching?
I started watching the show The Pit on Max, starring Noah Wiley. It's that new medical drama. I was avoiding it for the longest time. I don't need to get into medical dramas. It's just not my thing. And then I read what it's about, and it honestly sounded kind of cool. It's a show that, much like 24, does everything in real time. So every episode is an hour of a shift of a hospital.
That sounds terrible.
It's actually really good. So like I'm having a good time with it. I'm about 2 hours in. I've only watched the 2 episodes, but I'm going to keep going through. I'm enjoying it. I like it. It's not a bad song. I mean, not a bad song.
I will tell you that when you're in the pit, you have to punch and kick.
It's true.
And when you're in the pit, Jordan likes to fuck up shit.
Not the last time I was in the pit. I thought my heart was going to explode.
Yes, because you're old.
I ended up watching The Rule of Jenny Penn.
Oh, you did?
I liked it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't great.
Can you give me your login?
I'm actually stealing someone else's.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Don't say that.
I'm actually borrowing. No, I was given. I didn't steal it.
Oh, I got to give you a login.
Oh, yeah. Is that this weekend?
That's this weekend.
Let me know.
Dabble House is happening. For those who have no idea what the Dabbleverse is, you're not missing anything. But for those of you who do, that's happening this weekend, where they're going to play the new starring John Kate Meany tapes.
Oof.
I got our account set up, and cool. We got the login, so I have to send you the information so we can watch it this weekend and enjoy.
Sounds great. And then I watched the first episode of the anime Devil May Cry over on Netflix.
Dude, ever since you told me that, it's right there on the front page of Netflix, everywhere. And it showed up all over my social media.
Yep. So I watched the first episode.
This is the people that made Castlevania, right?
I don't think it's the same people, but it's kind of almost a similar animation style. I'll have to look into who made it, but I'm enjoying it. I mean, it's a fun first episode. I love the video games. And we got some news about that particular brand later on here.
We had a whole break, commercials, everything's going on. People are still singing "Jesus Is My Friend." Hellraiser 69 saying, "I'm going to end up singing this at my cubicle tomorrow and alienate my coworkers." Good, you don't need them. They probably smell and make disgusting food, and that's an old cliche. I could do better than that. That's a bad joke.
But that's what I've been doing. Other than that, I was playing video games and putting together Legos. So. What have you been watching?
As I said at the beginning of the show, I watched the finale of season 3 of White Lotus. Very disappointed with that. I went and watched a movie that I don't know why I went to watch it. I saw
surprised by this one.
Minecraft the movie. Now,
just before or after you got the Minecraft meal over at McDonald's?
Well, that wasn't by my decision. That's how the kids' Happy Meal is all Minecraft stuff now.
Yep.
I will say this, and then I'll finish with the movie. The Happy Meal I get the Happy Meal for the kid, right? It's Minecraft stuff. The lady, because McDonald's now, if you're sitting in the restaurant, the kid didn't want. I usually get it through curb service for her, and then we drive off to whatever. She wanted to sit in the restaurant.
Yeah, I've kids that do that sometimes.
I'm like, okay, and it's pouring rain, so what did I care? I hadn't been to McDonald's in forever, so I go to sit down. I know they got rid of the cashiers and they have the giant touch screens to order. What I didn't realize, they have the magnetic tables for table service. So you make your order, you take the little thing over to the table, and then later
the number.
They bring the food to you. Now I've been at like not Pandora, Panera Bread. Panera Bread has had that. Other places have had that. I had no idea McDonald's did table service like this. So I'm sitting there with the kid. They bring this, like, they wheel this cart over. They have the food. Do you want ketchup? Do you want whatever? Because the kid has, chicken nuggets and stuff. Do you want the nether sauce? What? The nether sauce. It's part of the mine. I go, okay. Kid doesn't usually just likes ketchup. Doesn't like any of that stuff. So I go, okay. Something new. I'll try it, right? The fact that they asked if you wanted this for a kid, this was it wasn't even just hot sauce. It was very hot sauce. And I was completely surprised that McDonald's, of all places, had this caliber of a hot sauce in that you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I guess the nether is like hell for Minecraft.
Yeah, it's like their underworld. Yeah.
So you peel it off, and it looks like hot sauce. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll dip some French fries.
Buffalo sauce with the actual looks like it has like.
It's hotter than that, and I was surprised because anytime they had those sauces that were like the spicy chili or whatever, they were pretty tame by fast food standards.
Crushed red pepper and flaming cayenne.
Yeah, I was amazed how hot this thing, and I'm sitting there going, what kid is going to take this with a Happy Meal? They're offering this thing here. Now I know it turns out they had an adult Happy Meal for Big Macs, right? So you could get adult Minecraft things. We were in this, it was like 1 p.m. on a Saturday, pouring rain. We sat down. They finally brought our food. The place filled with high school students or junior high students. And there were a lot of girls doing this, buying 2 to 3 Happy Meals at a time just to get the Minecraft toys, because the Minecraft toys for the Happy Meal are different than the Minecraft toys for the adult Big Mac Happy Meal. The Big Mac things were sold out, which I didn't know was a thing until I heard a kid talking about this. They said, it's been sold out since Thursday. The movie opened Friday or Thursday night, I guess.
Thursday night, yeah.
And this is midday Saturday for a big weekend promotion. I haven't seen McDonald's have a promotion this popular in a long time because their celebrity tie-ins suck. They don't usually...
Their Pokemon stuff tends to be popular.
Well, that's not because of McDonald's, though.
Yeah.
People aren't rushing. I mean, maybe they are because Pokemon people are crazy, but...
Yeah.
You don't see like when they have the Barbie stuff or or even Super Mario when that came out. I saw more people going to the movie theaters to get the popcorn buckets than I saw online or in person going to McDonald's to get the toys or whatever. They were all trying to get these Minecraft toys. So I can understand if you gave that sauce to the adult thing, the nether sauce, they were giving it in the kids' Happy Meals. I was like, that kid would have eaten that. She would have been crying for like at least 10 minutes. Because that kid doesn't at that age, they can't handle cinnamon.
No.
At that point. So you're going to give them.
My kids still think pepper is too spicy.
Yeah. So I was surprised how spicy that was. Shockingly good for a sauce and how spicy it was. So if you, in your travels, go to a McDonald's, just get like a 4-piece or 6-piece. Get the nether sauce, try it, and see what you think.
I might try it tonight, actually.
Yeah, it's probably tame by your standards, but I mean, for me, it was just like...
I was going to say, we tend to have different circles as far as heat goes. So you said that Saturday, you were chastising the price difference between like the actual meal and then the...
Oh, yeah, because I went to the touch screens after that, and I go, how much are they charging for that thing? The Big Mac meal was $2 cheaper just to get the meal as it is than it was to get the Minecraft meal. So it was like $2 something more for the Minecraft meal because you're paying, I guess, for the toy and the box that it comes in and what have you. Yeah, the Big Mac meals are like $11.50.
Yeah,
and that's it. So the Minecraft meal was like $14.
I got one on Sunday night after you had said it.
You went to get the adult Minecraft meal?
I was taking the kid back to her mom's after the weekend, and she was like, I'm hungry. I was like, all right, let's go stop. And she goes, I want McDonald's. And I was like, I'm already here. I'm going to see if they have it. Because you're right. I checked some of the local McDonald's here. They're all sold out everywhere. And this particular McDonald's just happened to have them in stock. So I grabbed one and ended up getting the Hamburglar toy, the adult version of the toy. I was like, okay. I just wanted to see it.
All these floppy-haired douchebags that are...
it was bad.
All these kids have the same haircut now. It's so weird. They're all wearing like baggy sweatpants or track pants, and they all have this kind of bushy hairstyle. All of them. They were freaking out. They were fighting over trying to get Grimace. Like, Grimace is the big get for all of this stuff.
I don't get it, but
I don't get it either. But what have you? It's shitty food. It's terrible. It hasn't been.
But you're right. There was nothing special about it. It was just a Big Mac meal.
Yeah,
fries, Coke.
You were paying extra for the toy.
I got the toy.
Yeah,
which I gave to my kids. So I'm like, all right.
Anyway, back to the movie. The movie. I went in there going, look, I know this isn't for me. I'm not overly familiar with the Minecraft world. I know of it. I know a few little things. Hell, at the Comic-Cons, I would get stuff for your kid. Like, he got those lights and some other stuff. I didn't know what they were.
Yeah, he still got in his room the little cube.
Yeah, and I said, oh, I knew Jordan's kid liked Minecraft, so I got it all, and I sent all that stuff out to you. So I went in there, and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to shit on this movie for not knowing what's going on. I'll see if I can enjoy or whatever. I had no fucking clue what any of the game mechanics or any of this stuff was, other than he tapped a tree at one point and a part of the tree turned into a little cube and he could repurpose it to build something else. So the whole thing is just about building things, right?
Yeah, pretty much it.
Knew nothing about the creatures, knew nothing about the I guess it was the Netherworld, but it was pigs that were attacking them, right?
Yeah.
But I thought from what I knew of that hellish thing, I thought there were actual demons or something down there. I had no idea there was.
It's like a dragon down there.
Well, this was about pigs, and so there was that. There was like robotic villagers, and then a villager went to the real world, and it was
like hooked up with Jennifer Coolidge.
Yeah. So watching all this stuff, there's so many different things going on that I'm like, I don't know any of the lore of this game. I don't know what any of this stuff is. The story stinks. I know there were a lot of people that were loving some of the stuff that was going on there. I feel so bad for Jason Momoa in this. This was not the vehicle he should have had.
No.
Then I found out that Jack Black was not really supposed to be the Steve character in this game. It was supposed to be Matt Berry, who
is on your shirt.
I love. Oh, you could see that. Yes,
I saw Matt.
Jackie Daytona serving human alcohol.
Human bartender.
Let me see if I have.
I love Jackie.
I have something here. Of him.
Shut your mouth.
You need to shut your mouth.
There you go. That's him. So Jack Black's in there. All this stuff's going on. It's really poorly done. It had a lot of the same feeling as Ghostbuster Afterlife, where you're like, they're really just trying to force this poor dilapidated town into being something that it's not. They made so many intentional moments for Jack Black to try to create the next Peaches from the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Oh, God.
There's so many different singing points that he does, and not just because he can sing and he does singing stuff, but a lot of the songs he was doing were all intentionally trying to make it the next Peaches. Like, you felt how forced it was. Like, they're trying to make that a song. They're trying to make that a song. There were quotes he was making that people were getting all excited about that I had no idea. One of them was talking about how these villagers are vegetarians and they eat bread all the time. And he goes, they love to crush loaf, is what he said. And people were going fucking nuts for this thing. You've seen the videos all over social media about the stupid chicken jockey, which is not exciting. It was nothing. It wasn't like a big, oh, wow moment. It was just some kind of, this could be a meme thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they were not in the theater I was in. They were not acting crazy like the videos you're seeing where all these, douchebag high school kids are on top of each other. They're ripping open bags of popcorn. They're trashing the theater because that seems to be the cultural movement for when that scene happens in the movie. Is you throw everything everywhere, people go crazy, and you trash the theater. And then you show photos when everybody's left the theater how bad you've wrecked the theater. Like, that's the big social media movement going on for this movie right now.
Right. Do you know who was supposed to direct this movie originally?
Who?
Rob McElhenney.
Good for Rob. Good for Matt Berry for dodging this bullet. Now, I know the movie's doing well. I think it's number one.
It made a lot of money. I think it was the number one video game movie to release weekend-wise. Like, it was like 150, 160 million opening weekend. It's
going to do well. There's an audience for it. I get it. Minecraft's the biggest video game in the world for the longest time. I fully understand it. I know I'm also not the audience for it. No. But I can also tell when a movie stinks. And that story stinks. There's so many forced moments, and there's so many moments in there that you
could tell.
You could tell that they've cut. Yeah, there's there. You could tell there was so many different scenes where like that must have been like the 7th or 8th cut or take of that thing, because they do not believe, there's no emotion behind any of their moments. It's like, I will get them, and they're holding a diamond sword that they've crafted.
I think 90% of that is all green screen. They don't even probably know how to react to nothingness.
Yeah, the whole movie was just, I sat there and I said, I'm mad that I saw this movie, and I'm also glad that I saw this movie to witness this nonsense. So Minecraft movie, I did not think was good at all. Again, disclaimer, I know I'm not the audience for it. I know nothing about the video game. I get it. But the movie still stinks.
Yeah, so, bad is just bad. I don't care.
I saw that. And I have a lot of stuff to catch up on as we lead to next weekend, which will be WrestleMania, which we'll get into in just a second. In theaters right now, besides the Minecraft movie, The Amateur and Drop. What are those movies?
Amateur is that Rami Malek movie where he, I guess, it's like an analyst.
They killed his wife.
It looks good. Yeah, his wife gets killed.
That I want to see.
That one looks cool.
See that. Okay.
That one's like if like Q decided to go after the bad guys, and he's like doing all these gadgety things because he's not as cool as Bond. So that one looks cool. And then Drop is a movie about like this woman's on a date, like a first date with some guy, and she's in a restaurant, and someone airdrops something to her phone and basically tells her, look, I've got your kid or something like that. You have to kill your date by the end of the night. Like, it's just,
I did see that trailer too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure it's going to do bad, but whatever. So that's what Drop is.
Okay. On HBO. Well, no, it's Mac. Look, it's going to be HBO again soon.
It'll be again.
They changed the color. They changed the font to look like the HBO stuff.
It looks like HBO.
They're going back to HBO.
Sure.
On Max. This weekend, Sunday to be more specific, The Last of Us Season 2.
I'm so excited.
I'm seeing a lot of people that are looking forward to this. I'm also seeing a lot of people that care way too much about how boring and bland the girl is portraying
Ellie.
I give zero shits about her identity, sexually, whatever, all of that shit. I don't care.
I just don't think she fits the part.
She doesn't. It's like watching a wall. She's boring and bland. She's not good for this thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, season 2 finally is here for The Last of Us. Over on Disney Plus, not just a new Goofy movie documentary.
Yeah, it's the 30th anniversary of the Goofy movie. So they made a documentary. It's about an hour and a half long. Like, they've got some footage. So
people
it's a
will
huge
watch
ordeal. I love that. Yeah.
I think I talked about last week that I watched that mini documentary they did on the new Disney cruise ship that they built.
I added it to my list because you said so. It's about the Disney Treasure, I believe.
Yes, go watch that. It's in the carousel at the top of there. If you want to go do that. This I'm going to watch probably tonight over on Netflix. Black Mirror season 7 is available. Now, we heard years ago that they didn't know if they were going to do a new season because the creator of the series said they can't really outpace what's going on in the real world.
The real world is doing so much that he can't even write possible storylines because at that point it's already outdated.
What Black Mirror had going for them was a lot of lore and daydreaming, if you will, like a what if scenario, right? Going for it. But they were also just behind, just ahead of the cusp of technology booms, where they integrated stuff into their stories. And then a year or so later, they had those stories actually manifest, and it became like a Simpsons did it kind of thing. Though all the footage we've seen of those robotic dogs that look creepy and terrifying was an episode of Black Mirror. And that was because I guess he went to MIT and checked out the original thing that they were doing and what they hoped to do. And he wrote based on that. Yeah. So the guy was always the thing with the bee, that episode with the bees was a thing that was actually being worked on. So he would find these stories and get on it and get it just ahead of it to do the episodes before the real story caught up to where, the episodes were. Then the real world far surpassed anything they could go and do. So I'm curious to see what they do with season 7, especially the way season 6 ended with that little roadside museum. Remember?
Was that the Demon 79 one, or was that a different?
No. It was the one where it was like a roadside attraction kind of thing off a highway, and it was sort of a museum to all the shit that happened in the Black Mirror universe. And that girl was she kept one guy in there.
Okay.
Shit, I can't think of the name of the title.
I'm looking it up now. Let's see.
Yeah, please do. I don't know if anybody in the chat knows the name of that episode too, but look up the last episode of season 6.
The last episode was Demon 79. Are you thinking of Bandersnatch?
No. There was something about a roadside. All right, don't. We got to move on.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, the way season 6 ended, they didn't know if they were going to do season 7, but alas, here it is. Short story. Moving on. Over on Peacock, brand new documentary about WrestleMania. We've seen the original one about how the McMahons leveraged everything they had in order to make WrestleMania happen, and how the whole company existence was riding on that event being successful, and it was. Obviously, we have WrestleMania 41 coming next weekend. This one is about WrestleMania 9, which happens to be the first one they did outside in a stadium, and it was bigger than just like an arena event. This was in Las Vegas at Caesar's Palace, and they rolled the dice and they took a big gamble on this too for making it a big spectacle, where they had not just they had animals coming, they had camels and elephants coming in there. They had all this weird shit happening that was setting the tone for down the line where we are now. WrestleMania can only be done in stadiums. And now they're 2 nights. It's not even Sunday anymore. It's Saturday and Sunday. 100,000 people. Now WrestleMania is going to start going around the world, which has never happened when Vince was running everything. Now all this stuff's happened. Wouldn't have happened had they not taken the chance on WrestleMania 9 and the success of that event. So that's what this documentary is about. And then over on your video on demand services, Mickey 17, The Monkey, and Novocaine. I do want to go watch Novocaine because I did not get a chance to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. And I know Giddle saw The Monkey. He said it was okay, kind of predictable. And Mickey 17 I enjoyed, so definitely check that one out.
In theaters next weekend, Sinners and the Ugly Stepsister. Next weekend also on Peacock, like I said, April 19th and 20th, WrestleMania 41 live from Las Vegas. And didn't realize that WrestleMania is happening on Easter. So that is a thing. All right. Let's get through the news as fast as we can. Jordan, where do you want to start?
In 2027, the Oscars were going to be celebrating their 100th anniversary of the Oscars, and they're doing so by adding, and finally, they should have done this a while ago, a Best Stunt Design category. So they're finally going to recognize stuntmen, stunt women, and the whole industry. It was spearheaded by David Leitch, who actually directed The Fall Guy, Bullet Train, Deadpool 2. He led the initiative on behalf of the stunt community to institute the new official Oscar category. He started out as a stunt performer and coordinator before making leap to directing. So yeah, they're going to be adding a stunt category for the 100th anniversary of the Oscars starting in 2027. So that's kind of cool. I still don't know who really cares about the Oscars as much anymore. I think this past year was boring. I didn't watch any of it, and I usually kind of watch it. I just didn't care. So they got to do something.
Yep.
CBS has officially lost the rights to distribute Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. Sony's going to take over distribution of the syndicated game show Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune from CBS. A court has ruled. The tentative ruling issued this Thursday denied CBS's bid for a court order that would have temporarily blocked Sony's efforts from assuming distribution. Sony can begin distributing the shows and need not deliver episodes to CBS, the order stated. CBS Media Ventures said the ruling will be immediately appealed. It added, "This is only a preliminary ruling based on partial evidence, not the outcome of the full case."
I don't know what the case is. Why did CBS lose the rights?
Sony wanted to start doing it. CBS is trying to block them, and now they don't have to actually make them do anything. So,
okay.
Yeah, which is weird because, CBS is, I think, Paramount. So, I mean, they're losing MTV. They're doing, I don't know. We'll see what's going on with CBS. I know we have some footage of this one. This is a big story. This kind of ties into another portion of the story, but Weezer is set to play Coachella as of now after the shooting involving Scott Schreiner's wife.
Yeah.
Weezer's Coachella performance is set to go ahead this weekend despite an incident involving Jillian Schreiner, the wife of the band's longtime bassist Scott Schreiner. She was shot by, I hate to laugh, but she was shot by the LAPD and arrested Tuesday on suspicion of attempted murder during a search for a hit-and-run suspect. One source cautioned that the band planned to perform as of now, as the situation is still unfolding. Her injury was said to be not life-threatening, and she was released from custody on a reported $1 million bond. The news was first reported by TMZ. The incident took place this past Tuesday while police were searching a home in Eagle Rock neighborhood of Los Angeles on Tuesday afternoon for a hit-and-run suspect. Officers spotted her in the yard of her house located next door holding a pistol. Police said that they asked her to drop the weapon multiple times, but she refused, instead turning it on the officers, per the LAPD's report. And the incident, LAPD then opened fire, and she was hit in the shoulder. No officers or members of the public were harmed during the incident. Did we have anything to play for that?
We did, but it's a long clip, and I didn't want to get to it now.
So right now, she's being charged, I think, with possible homicide, right?
No, assault on... No, hold on. It is attempted murder.
Attempted murder. So that should be interesting. We kind of touched on it a minute ago when you were talking about the Minecraft movie, but some Minecraft movie audiences are trashing theaters, causing chaos.
Yeah.
A lot of what you've just talked about, we'll kind of just skip a little bit. Viral videos were going during the chicken jockey scene. People going crazy.
I just realized what this is. This is the same thing from several years ago. Remember when Rick and Morty had the Szechuan sauce?
Yeah.
And people were going nuts trying to steal Szechuan sauce, or if the McDonald's didn't have it, people were throwing temper tantrums. Yeah. Remember that one video with that Asian kid who was hopping up on the counter, just kicking things over and stomping like a spoiled brat, saying, "I'm Pickle Rick!" Over and over because they didn't have the Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
This is what it is now. Somebody or one theater actually was enjoying the movie and went crazy when that scene happened. Look, you can go back a while ago for us, the Endgame scene where, there was a couple of them actually, but the big one was when the hammer of Thor went flying into Captain America's hands and the place went nuts.
He finally said Avengers Assemble.
That was a different, the Avengers Assemble, or when he said I am Iron Man, people had those moments. I get that. So some theater had that moment where the theater audience went crazy for the chicken jockey thing. Then every douchebag went there and goes, "Oh, we need to do that and make our own." And they were tying to top each other. There's people that were sitting on other people's shoulders going crazy while families are in there watching the movie. These kids are out there trying to be viral sensations. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and then what's happening is the theater workers responsible for cleaning up after them are saying that they're fed up. While the film is only rated PG, a New Jersey theater posted a statement on Facebook saying that minors going into the film must be accompanied by a parent or responsible adult after an unspecified, quote, unfortunate situation.
Mhm.
So something happened in a Jersey theater that they're like, yeah, you can't come in here.
Yeah, it's probably somebody got hurt.
Yeah. So the film grossed 185 million domestic, 380 million globally. So far, Warner Brothers hasn't issued a statement on people's actions. And this is a quote from a theater worker. I've never had another movie where we constantly had complaints of loud, annoying kids that we had to kick out. Don't even get me started on how bad the theaters are to clean. I genuinely hate this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, you do.
It's bringing out the worst in people.
It's the worst. We just talked about The Last of Us Season 2 premiering this weekend. The Last of Us renewed for Season 3 ahead of the Season 2 premiere.
Okay.
They were saying that they're going to adapt the second game into different parts. Where they end this second season, I don't know. I know there's a lot of stuff that happens in the second game that's going to make a lot of people upset who don't know the story.
Well,
and
Pedro's got Fantastic Four to deal with. I'll just say that.
I saw...
stupid Apple commercial where he's dancing around for no reason.
Oh, I know. I saw some people like on social media hitting golf balls preparing for my new cosplay for the next season of I'm like, I get it. So yeah, it has been renewed for a Season 3 officially.
Okay.
Devil May Cry, the series that I'm starting to watch, just premiered last week. Well, it has been renewed by Netflix for a Season 2.
I saw you post the graphic in our thing, and I said, wow, that was fast. So
quick, 1 week after the first season, we can't get an 18 fucking
Netflix never does that. They never like, hey, brand new season right after that. You know what they usually do? They cancel something right after the weekend it opened.
Right. I'm not used to writing Netflix and renewed in the same sentence.
$18.99.
So still upset. You can hear Giddles shaking his fist right now as we speak. So yeah, it's just in its first 4 days, the animated series racked up 5.3 million views, 21 million hours divided by a 3-hour runtime, according to Netflix. It was good enough to rank 4th for the week of March 31st, beyond their expectations. And yeah, now they got a Season 3. I got to think that the animation's probably cheaper to run through than a live action show like an $18.99 or a Chaos. So that's probably where they're putting a lot of their money.
Just have AI do it now, like everyone likes to say. Moving on.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon series in the works at Amazon.
Why?
I don't know.
One movie was a cultural phenomenon. Everything else is, who cares?
Well, they're developing a series based off the Crane Iron Pentology series of novels by Wang Dulu. The books also served as source material for Ang Lee's movie in 2000. The writer of Lucifer, a show we both love, and The Brother's Son is writing and will executive produce, along with Ron Moore, who does Outlander and Battlestar Galactica. So I like Ron Moore. He's pretty good. So they're gonna.
I could take or leave him.
So they're going to be doing that, and then to wrap it all up with Amazon, Mike Flanagan is going to be doing a Carrie series over at Amazon. Just like the 1976 film, it's going to be based off Stephen King's novel. He'll executive produce, showrun, and write the 8-episode series, which he'll also direct select episodes for Amazon Prime. He's most notably, I don't know, did you ever watch The Fall of the House of Usher or The Haunting of Bly Manor?
They're both on my Netflix list.
It's like 4 years old, but yes, watch those shows. He did those. I think he's pretty good. He did a couple things for Netflix before they decided to go away from him. He's doing stuff for Amazon. He has been tapped to do the Dark Tower Gunslinger series for like Amazon.
Okay.
Which worries me because I hated the movie so much. I love the books, so we'll see. But yeah, he's going to be doing Carrie for Amazon. We'll see how that works out. We keep beating that dead horse, but whatever.
All right.
But that's it.
Speaking about beating a dead horse, this show, got to put it out of its misery. And with that being said, it's time for the plugs. And Jordan, our nation's eyes turn to you.
You can come check me out on X, Instagram, Blue Sky, and YouTube at Jinxed Ronan, Twitch at JinxedRonan79. I've been playing, I don't know, Indiana Jones. I might actually do that new Southern game that we were just talking about. I just downloaded that, so I might run through that as well. If you've got an Amazon subscription, you want to do a subscription and a subscribe to our show. I'm tired. Subscribe to our show over on Twitch. You can use a free subscription there. Help us out. Click the little box. Let's go home. I'm tired.
All right. For me and the show and everything else, social media-wise, it's Eric Nagel across the board, all of those platforms. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, do us a kindness over there. Put us in the #1 position on the presets. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, any of those fine platforms, do us a kindness over there and leave us a positive review. It does help out the program. And if you want to join us live each and every week as we do this show, you can head over to our live rooms on YouTube and Twitch, all under It's Eric Nagel. And if that's just too much of an effort and you'll watch it when you're damn good and ready, that's also fine. Our YouTube channel is there waiting for you with all our clips and content at It's Eric Nagel. And you can watch it. That's it.
Jesus is a friend of mine.
Of a friend in Jesus. Until the next time, everybody.
Be excellent to each other.
We'll be seeing you.
It's Eric Nagel.
By the way, when you're telling these little stories, here's a good idea. Have a point. It makes it so much more interesting for the listener.
Alas, we're out of time. Follow It's Eric Nagel on social media platforms. For ways to watch and listen to the show, or join us for the live shows, head over to itsericnagel.com. Yo, and remember to tell 2 friends so they can tell 2 friends, and they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends, they can tell 2 friends. You get the idea.
Keep it real, homies.